Welcome to What the Drift Podcast with your hosts, Formula Drift drivers Andy Hately and Jeff Jones.
Might not be able to hear us. Did you lock your truck?
Yeah.
You think so? I know you. You locked it 5 times.
Yeah, no. I just locked it again. Where are we going, Jeff?
We're going
Why are you dragging me on this stupid...
to Willow Springs.
Ah, gross.
Gross.
I hate it.
We're going testing for the FD season. I got my car up and running. Long Beach is
Somehow, some way.
1 week away.
So is this going to be an actual What the Drift episode? Or is this...
I don't know.
Are we going to call it What the Drift Road Trip?
I think this is a What the Drift road trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We needed our own intro.
It's like Thrasher King of the Road.
Hopefully he made up a new intro. And there was a What the Drift intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do a new intro.
Episode 1 of Road Trip. Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, so I've shot my truck at this random gas station and we're headed to Willow and...
You don't have any coffee or anything.
No, I got a... phone's about to slide off into no man's land here. What do I got? I got a Chobani and I got a water.
Chobani!
Yeah.
What's a Chobani?
It's a yogurt drink. These things I fucking survived off of when I was building the E46.
Oh, nice.
I just stuffed my fridge full of them, and as soon as I get hungry building, we're working on the car or whatever, I just pound one of those, and I'm straight back to work.
Back to work.
Yeah, quickest, easiest way to kill the hunger,
Yeah, I think last year I just wasn't eating. That's how I lost a U.
How much weight did you lose?
Well, last year I didn't lose too much. I just didn't gain anything. It was down to 200. I weigh like 220 right now.
Yeah.
But that one year where I was only eating sausages.
Oh yeah, you were big that year. Yeah.
Well, no. So before that, right? When I was eating the sausages, when I was losing weight,
Yeah.
got down to like. Well, that's why I lost like 30 pounds. So it was 230. Just hanging out with Naoki up at Willow Springs too much. Just eating junk. And then he actually got all super healthy.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was starting eating keto. I like to eat, man.
Same. I just don't eat a whole lot.
We used to always teach those stunt drivers up there. The stunt drivers would show up with like some terrible green looking bottle of some kind of fancy juice they made for themselves. Always looked gross. But we went to Tom Steiner up there,
Oh, yeah.
one of the stunt drivers.
Greasy.
And the dude orders 2 open burritos.
What's an open burrito?
It's just no burrito. It's just like in a bowl.
Oh.
Basically a burrito bowl,
Okay.
right? But he orders 2 of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that looks good.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, if you just, eat low carb, you just eat meat, like you can eat as much as you want.
It's actually not true.
You think so?
No, it's not true.
I don't know, man. That's what I was doing.
I was
Oh,
just
look at
listening
this.
to the.
Ooh, look at the best.
Yeah, they're doing weigh-ins.
CHP.
I was just listening to the Joe Rogan with the Andrew Huberman podcast on the way here,
All right.
and he was just literally talking about that, where it's like low carb works if you also diet with it, but if you just do low carb and replace it with other fats and stuff like that, it really doesn't do anything for you.
So what's the theory? Because it definitely
Because a
worked
lot
for
of people,
me.
well, the problem is a lot of people cut carbs, but then they eat like more other fats. They're getting their fat other places, That's illegal.
Well,
I mean, I'm not an expert on that by all means. I listen to that podcast and figure it out.
Say I'm not either. But
yeah,
because the guy's like, you got to eat actual fats like butter and avocado. I was like, well, I like those too. So
good fats, yeah.
Yeah, good fats.
Yeah. But a lot of people's problem is they'll cut one thing and then they'll just fill it with another, I think, and then they're end up in the same place, kind of.
Honestly, I'll blame it on I stopped drinking beer that year.
Yeah.
Lost all kinds of weight. Blame it on the beer.
Yeah, that's how I lost all my weight. I started drinking beer. Yeah. Just me and Marlo had that joke going for a while that I was Fat Andy.
Yeah, Fat Andy.
We kept telling people that I lost a bunch of weight.
I didn't even know that's why he called you Fat Andy. I just thought he called you that
No.
because you were so
No,
skinny.
me and him were running around one day and we're like, yeah, dude, he lost like, 200 pounds or whatever. He's like,
Wow.
oh my God, congratulations. And I'm like, oh, man, thank
I had no idea.
There's freaking water in the river over here. I've never seen water.
Right?
In this thing.
Yeah, it's all the way up. It's crazy.
Willow's gonna be nice and green. I haven't been up there in a minute.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
I've
It's a
not seen
river.
water there forever.
Ever. I don't think ever. This is like not California right now.
Right.
For sure.
So for those of you possibly listening to this episode and maybe watching us or just listening to us bullshit,
It's not an episode, it's a special.
special.
Maybe it's
We're,
an episode.
we're headed up the 14 freeway going to Willow Springs. It's about an hour plus drive from my shop, but basically from the valley area.
The audio's probably terrible.
Audio's terrible. You can't hear us. Everything's bouncy.
I brought mics, they didn't work.
Yep.
So we just got to deal with this.
And so normally it's just desert all the way through here, and it's ugly and gross and hot. But, you know, California's been raining like crazy. We don't know what to do with it. So we got all this greenery.
It is green.
It's nice and green everywhere.
Wow.
But you know, all this is just going to be fuel for the brush fires.
Yeah, I know. That's the worst part. That's how Californians look at it. They're like, whoa, it's so green and beautiful. And everybody's like, yeah, a couple years.
Yeah.
That shit's going to burn.
That's just massive brush. Well, probably by the end of this year, September,
Yeah.
all this is going to burn up.
Yeah.
And then
Not
after
all,
it
not all.
burns,
Select areas.
select areas, whatever the
of
pyros
Southern
decide to burn.
California. Hopefully I don't have to get evacuated again. That shit sucks.
Yeah. Well, then after it burns,
Did you ever get evacuated?
no, I don't.
Your eyes?
No. So then you get the mudslides.
Yep. Yep.
That's even funner.
Yep. Oh, California.
California.
It is a beautiful place. I forget where I was seeing on somewhere on Facebook where they posted a picture of California, and this person was posting a picture of the Pacific Northwest, and they're like, "Oh, it's so much more beautiful up here." I'm like, California kind of has a part of that, you know. Like if you go up above, San Francisco and go to the giant redwoods, it's basically the Pacific Northwest
Yeah.
in California.
I mean, California truly does have.
It does everything.
As soon as I wanted to say it has everything,
What doesn't it have?
it doesn't have free tax.
Oh no, I'm thinking. Yeah, right.
Visually wise,
Yeah.
it has all the
As
things.
far as landscapes, yes, it has everything.
Yeah, it's got woods, it's got desert, it's got snow. You can go snowboarding, surfing
Yeah.
the same day.
We've also got terrible smog laws, and
We've got all the laws.
Yeah, you can't own any cool exotic animals out
I'm
here.
amazed on how dudes can drive around on like lowered cars and
Oh, out here.
their race
yeah.
cars. Like, how
Yeah.
do they get away with that?
Well, we did it back in the day, but the roads were better. I mean, like, I feel like.
Am I just scared now? Maybe I just got way more money in my car and I don't want it to get freaking impounded.
I think it hurts more too. It hurts our bodies more.
Yeah.
As we're going
Well,
down
'cause I know
the
like
road.
Rome drives his car.
I forgot. One of my friends was like complaining about back problems and this and that. And they drove like a lower 8.6 like daily. And I'm like, yo, it's probably the car. You're driving this fucking bouncy thing every day. Like, no wonder
Yep.
you have lower back problems.
Oh, well, that's part of the reason why I sold my Dakota.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, if you guys ever seen my Dodge Dakota, it was a cool Dakota Sport
Sick.
V8. I think got like, I want to say around 25 to 30 gallons if I cruised it, which is fucking amazing, right, for a V8 truck. But that truck only weighed like 2,000 pounds. So if I just like literally cruised it everywhere, it got great mileage. But you know, you could tow a freaking trailer. Couldn't stop anything though. Literally every time I could have stopped, the trailer would just keep pushing it. That was fun.
Too light.
But
or-
yeah, it's too light.
Yeah.
It's lighter than anything I ever towed. That goes back to the story of when I flat towed my S13 across the country,
Oh yeah.
and I got it in New Jersey. So yeah, that's
What? You use the Dodge to do that? The
yeah.
Dakota?
So very first year of FD, I borrowed someone's
08?
09.
09?
I borrowed someone's. I rented a truck, an Escalade or something. All my buddies pitched in, and then we borrowed. What's his name's trailer? Motorride.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
sponsored by him.
Chris.
I borrowed
Yeah,
Chris's
yeah.
trailer.
Chris.
We went across the country and back. Motorride?
Yeah, Motorride.
Yeah, Motoride.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a bikey company. He used to make stuff.
Yeah,
What happened to that
crazy
guy?
Chris. He got into making dresses and stuff.
Okay.
Surprisingly, and we just drove by his house not too long ago.
Well, he had a house up in Palmdale.
Oh yeah, you're right. He moved out there. Yeah.
So that's where I went and got the trailer.
No, I got a bumper out there way back in the day, and he's like showing us around the property, and he had goats on the property. I don't know if you remember.
No.
Okay, so this one's been later. But he's showing us around, and like he shows, we go into the bedroom or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, this is the bedroom or whatever, and the goats are. He left the door open in the bedroom, and the goats are in the bedroom, and they're freaking having sex in his bedroom.
Oh
Like
man.
it's like there's 3 or 4 of them in there, but 2 of them are over in the corner, just like on top of each other. He's like, hey, get out of here, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Shoots the goats
I'm the only one
outside.
that does that on that bed.
Goats are weird, man. They just sort of follow you around and stare at you.
Same thing as a dog, isn't it? No?
Kind of, but they just got those dead eyes.
Yeah, they want to headbutt you or something too. They poop funny.
They poop.
Yeah.
The little round poops. There.
Poop little pebbles.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I saw that for the first time a few years ago in person. I just looked down, this thing like plopped its butthole upward and just like started popping out little freaking coffee beans.
Like a BB gun.
I was like, what is that? What is happening? It's like a train wreck. I couldn't look away.
Well, you know they make coffee out of shit, right? Civet coffee.
Yeah. Anyhow, borrowed a trailer from him.
Sidetrack.
And that's how I got to Atlanta the first year, right? We went to Atlanta, and I didn't know it, and I wasn't smart about it. We went to Atlanta and then drove back. So we drove, man, that thing smells like poop or something. That's just a trash truck that we're following. Out of my mouth. I heard say your food. Is that what that smells like?
Yeah.
The yogurt? It smells gross. That's what you're into?
Uh-huh.
Anyways, alright. So first year of FD, didn't think I was going to do all the East Coast stuff, but I did. Went to Atlanta, and then came back like a dumbass. Drove 3,000 miles, or what, 2,200
I have to do
back?
that. I have to do that this year.
Yeah.
Prospect schedule. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could leave it there and fly back.
I mean, for what, 3 months?
Leave your stuff there?
Yeah. I don't have all my tools. I can't work at my shop. I gotta bring everything back. I got my dog.
Are you going to drive?
What's that?
Are you going to drive anything when you get back?
No, but I'm gonna work my way there.
Yeah. Also, you're just leaving your tools.
Yeah. And my dog. They bring the dog back.
All right, we'll get back to this. Let me finish my story because I got sidetracked. So I drive back, and in less than like a month, we have to go back to New Jersey. And we come back here, and I blew my engine up doing like red line time attack or something. So having to swap out another 1J or 2J into this thing. And I think at the time I was still on a stock ECU. So swapping out another 2J, 1J head, 2J bottom end onto this thing, my S13. And we're thinking like, all right, we can still make it to Jersey if we just don't do the practice day and we just make it by qualifying. Right? I'm like, yeah, let's go to qualifying. It's usually how we do it for everything else. Totally forget to ask Chris to borrow his trailer. So I'm like, oh damn, how we getting there? Didn't really think much of all that through. I didn't really plan on going back. We're like, no, we gotta go back.
Yeah.
And so we got a tow bar, strapped it, or welded it to the front of the freaking S13, and then threw a little camper shell on my Dakota, and flat towed my S13, welded diff and all the way across the country. Got pulled over in Arizona.
For what?
So I was in the back sleeping, and my buddy Shelly was driving the truck, and Mike was in the passenger side. And I just know that like we're pulling over, and I feel the little rumbles on the road, like, I'm like, oh, what's going on? And I hear Mike in the front knock on the back of the window. He's like, hey Jeff, we just got rolled.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, don't tell him nothing. Don't tell him I'm back here. I don't think they can hear me.
Yeah.
Cop goes up, talks to him.
You're listening to the whole thing.
Well, it just sounds like Charlie Brown, like, wah, 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 wah. I'm like, uh-oh. And then I just see him pointing towards the back, and I'm like, no, it's definitely illegal for me to be back here. Don't tell him.
Yeah.
Cop comes to the back. I'm like, oh, crap, what am I going to do? He knocks on the window and starts to open it up. And I'm like, hey, man, there's not enough room in here for us both to sleep. It's not your turn.
Yeah.
And he just starts laughing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no, man, I don't want to go back there with you. It smells. So I was like, all right, cool. We're starting this off good. He's like, well, the reason I pulled you over is your buddy up there is speeding. He's like, oh, man, I told that little punk not to speed. I told him, man, keep this sucker at like 50. Don't go any faster.
Yeah.
Cop was like, well, he was doing like 70.
the flat toe.
Yeah.
And that.
He's like, so, might want to tell him to slow down. Honestly, I don't even remember if I got a ticket or not. I feel like he must have let me go.
Probably.
That or Shelly got a ticket.
Good attitude and a little humor goes a long way.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, we get this truck all the way to Jersey. We're about 100 miles out from the track. It's raining. It's like probably 2 a.m. Come off one freeway, get onto the next freeway. So it's like one of those overpass things.
Yeah. Weird.
So we're making the down loop, coming around. Shelly now is in the back. I'm driving. Mike's in the passenger seat. And I let off the gas, and the S13 just starts pushing the truck. And
What?
so now it starts doing this. So now the truck's drifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the truck was too light
Okay.
coming down the hill.
Even the
I got no-
S13 was enough to do that?
Yeah,
Wow.
I got no brakes on the S13,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's just dead weight
Yeah.
pushing me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let off the gas and I'm like, oh damn, it's starting to push us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going down the hill and it's wet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's raining. And Mike wakes up and looks over at me. He sees me over here counter steered,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
throttling through. And he's like, oh shit, we're drifting. He's like, oh shit, we're drifting. Why are we drifting?
He was all excited.
Yeah,
At first. He's like, wait a minute, like, we got a fucking trailer,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly. And I'm like, hold on, bro. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, if I gas it and run this through, because I could if it were empty, because
Yeah.
I've driven the truck enough.
Yeah.
But the problem was I was thinking it's going to just whip the S13 around and hit the freaking wall. If I just lift, it's just going to kink. Oh, man. So I was in a rock and a hard place. So I'm just like modulating it through, trying to keep it going all the way down the hill. I get it about 70% down the hill, and it just starts coming around on me, man. I was like lifting, but then it was like, you know, you're lifting so it doesn't spin out.
The truck is coming around?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
S13 still tracking straight at this point?
Yeah, S13
Okay.
straight the whole time.
Okay.
So I'm lifting to keep the counter steer, but the
Yeah.
S13 just pushes me and then it ends up kinking.
Yeah.
You know, so it ends up jackknifing in the
Yeah.
middle of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, so it comes to a stop and we're like, all right, we're good. That sucks, bent the tow bar and everything.
Yeah.
But so as we're getting out of the car, like, oh, at least we didn't wreck into the ditch or whatever, here comes a semi
Yeah.
coming down this thing. And he doesn't know that we're in the middle of the road all jackknifed
shit.
parked.
Yeah.
We're like, oh shit, Jack, run, you know,
Yeah.
jump. So we legit go and jump into, you know, the side of the freaking road.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking this big rig's gonna wipe out my whole truck and
Yeah.
trailer, or
Yeah.
truck and car.
Yeah.
Luckily, he misses it somehow.
Yeah.
We figure out how to disconnect the freaking tow bar, and that was like a pinch on the toe and trying to, it was like wedged into itself. How to get it apart. And we go find we're just like cruising down looking for power. We find a Bank of America or something, and we attach. What do we do? We had to drive the race car, drive the truck, cruise in to find some power and some way to straighten up the front crash bar of the race car, because it's like hitting the tire and stuff.
Yeah.
We go and find a Bank of America. I didn't think much about it being a bank. I just saw a big long cylinder pole, and I was thinking to myself, oh, we can attach a chain to that pole,
Yeah. Back
and then
it
we
up.
can back it up,
Yeah.
and that'll help fix that part. Yeah. And then as we're doing that, and we're like
Yeah.
backing the car up to straighten up the pole, end up thinking to myself, oh crap,
Cops.
this is a bank.
Yeah.
That's an ATM machine. That's what this cylinder pole is blocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, well, if someone drives by right now, they're gonna think we're trying to steal the ATM machine.
Yeah.
So luckily that didn't happen. But that was dumb. Mind you, like we're all in our PJs.
I love that when you're like halfway through doing something nefarious and you realize how nefarious it actually is. You're like, oh shit! It's like it doesn't look good right now. It does not look good.
So
Man. Oh, that snow, man.
there was no power there. Yeah, right. The snow was beautiful. There was one year where it was all snow through here.
Yeah.
It was like a couple years ago. So anyways, almost to the end of the story. A few stores down, there was a couple vending machines. I was like, sweet, vending machines. They got power. So I bust out my little Lincoln Electric that I told you guys about. One of those,
The welder.
yeah, the little
Same
welder.
one?
Same one.
Wow.
Had it forever.
Wow.
Since 09. I think we had it since like 2008. Me and Calvin and Mike bought that. Yeah, unplugged the vending machine, plugged that in. I just video of us welding, you know, in our PJs welding that sucker. You know what was great? So back then, you know, we didn't have GoPros or any of this stuff, but we had just the old camcorders. And Michael Coles, he was filming everything. He was just a camera guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So it would have, if I can find that stuff, there's video of all of this.
On tape.
On tape.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, on like little high 8, whatever tape. And
Just
it's a total, what do you call it? Like Project X kind of filming. Because the camera just comes on and off at random moments happening during the party.
Yep.
I remember we went to Taco Bell and we're like talking with the chick out there and making jokes, and he busts the camera out and we're filming the Taco Bell like drive-through lady. I don't even know what we were talking about, but it was great. It's fun times.
That's back when you used the camera like escape video type filming, you know?
Yeah.
Whenever you had the chance, you busted it out.
All shaking like crazy everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, get that all welded up, get to the track. I think luckily it had rained out, and so we weren't going to make it for Friday qualifying. We would have missed that. I would have showed up and maybe been time to do my run.
Yeah.
We showed up. Oh, we had to go pick up Calvin, so now we're me and 3 other dudes in the truck. Show up, and Andy Inn's right there, and he's the first one to say hi to us. Yeah, Wall Speedway. And I roll down the window. What's up, Andy? We made it! And he like comes like I think within 5 feet of the truck, and he's like, "Whew, you guys stink, really." All 3 of us have been in this truck for like 4 days.
Yeah.
Cruising across the country.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, just had this incident. None of us stopped to shower, nothing.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Fun times. You know, Dodge Dakota's smaller than this cab, right? It's a little tiny truck.
You gotta do the horse bath more often, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm gonna try and do with the new trailer. It doesn't have a bathroom or whatever. I'm gonna put a bathroom in there. It's a shower. And not stuff it full of crap like my own one. My own one was always stuffed full of spare parts and crap.
Alright, so let's get your plan.
What's my plan?
So you bought a new trailer.
Yeah.
Finally,
Yeah.
got a new trailer.
Yeah, I got a new trailer.
Alright.
It's awesome. It's a 30-foot triple axle. Super stoked on the triple axle because the dual axle that I had before had tons of issues with blowout tires, broken leaf springs, all sorts of stuff. The axles just weren't enough for basically the weight that I had in there.
Yeah.
And now
I've broken a few of those leaf springs.
Leaf springs? Yeah. Where did you break?
Going through Arizona.
No, but where? What part of the spring broke?
Right before the shackle, I guess, before it comes up the top.
Yeah.
Just before that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you call that a shackle or whatever.
Wherever it curls up and bolts up. Or
Yeah,
same on mine. Luckily, like hit the frame rail and it's sitting on the frame rail and it's kind of riding on that.
It's probably the same thing that happened.
I was on the way home from Utah. I got delayed a day. I was trying to get home that day and got like 100 miles out. It's like, the trailer feels a little funny. Pull over and that leaves.
Was it leaning over a bit?
Yeah.
Because mine was definitely leaning over.
Yeah.
We're like, that don't seem
It was
right.
leaning over and it was bouncing. You could see the undulation.
Yeah.
It wasn't bouncing properly. Luckily, like where it happened, I was literally 20 minutes from like the premier trailer supply in freaking Utah, like Green Valley or whatever it was, I forget. And they have the leaf springs in stock. I go in there, I get the springs, I get the bolts, I get the bushings, everything. Walk out of there, fix it right out in front of the street.
It's the same exact thing for me.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder.
It happens. Every once in a while, it just happens.
Do you think that they like plan that? They put certain bounces, certain bumps out there to wreck your trailer?
No, I think the guy who owns the place, he just finds every California plate because he knows there's going to be coming back through California, right? Goes up to the racetrack and just sort of saws out the leaf spring a little bit with a grinder in the middle of the night, And then everybody who comes back towards California, pops the spring. You spring there, boss. There was a guy up in Malibu who did that. I remember back in the day at Trancas. There was a gas station there, and it was like the only tire shop between like Oxnard and like Santa Monica, pretty much. And he would, it was a rumor, but he would put nails on the road, like up north PCH, and then you get a flat tire and you pull in it, and that would be the only spot that you get your tire.
Yep.
Yeah. So, new trailer. It's not a toy hauler. I did like the toy hauler.
It's like this, right? Like our tag along behind it?
Yeah, it's like that. It's actually got like 2 little windows in it, so it's kind of got a little bit of a toy hauler feel.
So you bought this trailer sight unseen.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Jeff Marlowe saw it, so I'm putting all my trust in Jeff Marlowe.
Yep.
It's not a good idea. Yeah. It's not smart. But no, I trust him. His eyes are as good as mine.
Yeah, he's fabricated.
Either way, it's gonna be better than my trailer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be way better. Like there's holes in the floor in my trailer right now. Like I only put that box there so the AC.
So what is your trailer?
It's a 2007 Carson Fun Runner. It's like a 26
So it's
foot.
basically a camper
Yeah.
that has a back door
straight toy hauler
that's meant to put a four-wheeler in.
Pretty much, yeah. Meant to put like an ATV or a couple bikes or something like that. The floor was never meant to put a car in there. I had to weld in like C-channel, which is an 8-inch wide, 2-inch deep C-channel across all where the tires would go. So in between each frame rail where the car rolls in, I welded all that up. I did more cross bracing underneath. A whole bunch of work put into that thing when I first got it to make sure that the floor was good enough.
Damn, so underneath, you had to take like however long you said C-channel and weld it up under there.
Yep.
Welding upside down sucks.
It does. And that was like,
so you were probably on your back
that
under
was
there.
my first like real welding project too. Like I bought the welder.
Welding up against wood.
Yep.
Bunch of little fires.
I lit my sweatshirt on fire a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah. Didn't have the beard at that time.
No. I would have lit the beard on fire for
Sure.
Yeah.
That thing looks like it hasn't been watered in a while.
What's that?
Your beard.
Beard?
Yeah.
Being watered.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not as full as it used to be.
No, I mean it's getting full.
I don't know if you gotta brush it out, maybe. I don't know.
I brushed it this morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe I brushed it out too.
I saw there was a video of you the other day I watched. I think it was a few weeks now. That thing was like nice and like straight. It looked like you dyed it or something. I don't know.
Am I getting more gray hair?
You get some gray. You didn't have any grays in.
No.
I think it was like almost blonde or something back then.
Shit.
Yeah, I got this.
I gotta get better at Premiere, and then I'll just edit out all my gray hairs.
There you go.
Just make myself look way younger. Get rid of all those wrinkles, just like Photoshop. Do all that for the video. Speaking of which, I gotta do a fucking Drift Wizard drop today.
Drift Wizard!
Yep. This one's gonna be a good one.
Alright, let's finish off this trailer. What's your plan? You're gonna cruise the old trailer over there.
Yeah, hopefully I get the car done in time. Everything's in order to get the car done in time. A week early, then I would take off regularly for Atlanta. So I'd leave a week early, take my trailer to New Jersey, swap everything out of my trailer at Jeff's property, do a quick sale on the trailer in Jersey for $1,500, $2,000, whatever I get for it, and load everything up, head back down to Atlanta, and have our new trailer in Atlanta, and then do all the major stuff like adding the toilet and the shower and getting like my whole bed situated and all that stuff. I'll do that when I get back.
That's the major stuff. Are you needing a shower and all that?
The toilet.
You're just used to it, huh?
Well, one, I'm used to it, and two, the toilet is so great. Have you ever had a fucking trailer with a toilet?
No.
It's fucking amazing. You have your own toilet on the road.
Yeah.
Like I can pull over anywhere. It's like, oh, I gotta poop. Let's just pull over right here. I wonder if this gas station's sketchy. Oh, don't care. Like I pull over to the gas stations. I throw the pump in. I hop in the trailer. I go pee. I hop back out. I check my tire pressures. I fucking put the pump away and I go.
Nice.
It's just simpler and easier. And then, like you said about being all stinky, I don't enjoy that. It's not fun being all stinky for like 3 days. And I hate paying for hotels on the road if I could just sleep in the damn trailer. So if I could at least just take a quick shower,
$12 at the truck stop.
Yeah, it's truck stop showers, man.
Truck stop showers.
I never tried that. I don't know if I wanted to try
great,
that out.
man.
They're great.
Yeah. Truckers live on them.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
You don't want to share cooties?
You use a hotel at a shower. I mean, a shower at a hotel is the same shit, I guess. I don't know. I'd rather use my own shower. Take my own time, not have to wait for 27, your number is called.
Usually,
you go to the shower, you open it up, and pump is still in there just drying on. Say, come on in. Come on in, Jeff.
Come on in, yeah,
the
right.
water's just fine.
That's funny.
You want me to wash your back?
Oh, okay. Yep, never had a shitter or shower in my trailer, so.
Dude, you gotta try it. I'm telling you.
I don't know if I can give up that real estate.
Yeah.
It seems like some good real estate to have.
It is some good real estate.
What do you keep in there when you're not pooping in there? You probably got a bunch of tires or something in there?
Yeah, basically, but I want to try and keep it open on the road. I mean, because this trailer is going to be like 5 feet, 6 feet longer than my other one. So the way I'm figuring it, I'm going to have way more room than I do now because the old trailer had that, counter in there with the, sink and all that, and it had an oven in there and all that crap. So I'm going to have way more floor space even with the bathroom. So I should theoretically have space for everything I have now, have more space than I had before, and have the bathroom. Theoretically.
But you're so organized right now.
Yeah.
You have like all your knickknacks put up on the wall.
Yeah.
You're gonna find this trailer.
I'm gonna have to do all that again. On
the road.
I gotta do it all better this time.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have my rolling cart for like my spare parts and shit like that, so I don't have to like individually take out each bin every time. I'm just gonna have all those on one cart, and I'll be able to roll that out of the trailer, back into the trailer, into my shop, out of the shop, so I have all my spare parts, all my hardware, all the shit that I have on the side of the track, and that way it eliminates us loading the truck every night, because every night we have to like dump all the tools in, or every day we dump all the tools and all the stuff into the truck, take it out of the truck at the end of the day, like just a whole rolling process. It'd be nice if that was all in one central rolling thing. You could just roll in, roll out.
Yep.
Done.
So I've got my pit cart with us right now.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Oh, in the trailer?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's basically
this
the size of a smart car.
Yeah. Should have bought a smart car.
Legit, that's what
you can buy a total.
Jackson was talking
Buy a total one, cut it up, and just.
This is exactly what Jackson was talking about.
How much are they total? How much did you find?
It's like not even total, but like you can get them like $3,000 to $5,000.
Really?
Yeah. Like Florida pricing.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are they so cheap? They're
sketchy, maybe.
They're not electric, are they? They're like some 3-cylinder or something.
Yeah.
Little tiny dirt bike motor.
Yeah, street bike motor or something funny. Yeah. No, Jackson has one. He's got the toolbox built into the back of it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I was thinking that'd be super cool, but then, like, what I was thinking would be super cool is like you could then take that to go get fast food somewhere. You could do a parts run.
Yeah.
But then how dumb would that be if someone took the toolbox to go do a parts run? And then you can't do anything, you can't work on nothing. So, I don't know, like when you're in Atlanta.
Okay, this is going to be the thing. It's going to be a smart car, right?
Uh-huh.
You're going to cut out like the majority of like the roof in the back and like the floor in the back, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you'll be able to back like up into your cart essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like back that up like into the cart, link it up, and then drive away, or like you know what I mean? Kind of like those helicopters that have the thing up the.
So do you think you have enough room in your new trailer to put a smart car in there?
I probably don't. I gotta figure it out. There's quite a bit of room behind the car. There's like almost enough room for like a golf cart or something back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if like the golf cart's like a full necessary thing. When we got scooter, I got a little electric scooter this year, and I mean the golf cart would be nice, but it just seems like something that's used more for like recreational activities.
You think Curtis is gonna go mess around?
Mess around with what?
The golf cart.
No, I mean I pretty much got the scooter for him.
So because I know Jackson is gonna go mess around in a golf cart. It wouldn't.
Exactly.
No good would come from it.
Yeah, it's for recreational more recreational activities.
Jackson is gonna be gone, cruising around the whole time.
Yeah.
Where's Jackson at?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like Curtis would probably be a little bit better.
No, Curtis would be good with it.
Well, when Jackson brought the freaking Sea-Doo to Orlando,
Yeah.
I was just everyone cruising that thing around.
Yeah.
Fit well in your pit area.
Oh yeah.
And with all the freaking water. So you're gonna stay on the East Coast for
after
2 months?
Atlanta, I'm coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drive back.
Come back after Atlanta, and then up to Jersey. Stay there between St. Louis. What are you doing between St. Louis and Jersey?
Don't know.
It's only like 2 weeks. I was gonna just cruise around. Maybe go down to what's it called, Tennessee, do a podcast with Circle Drift.
No, St. Louis. Which one's St. Louis? Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Huh.
2 weeks after Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
St. Louis is 2 weeks after
2 weeks or
Jersey?
3 weeks. Yeah, let me check the thing here.
See, it's like we look at the schedule, but do you really look at it?
No, we don't. No. Until about a month out, that's when you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, like I didn't know that there was Wednesday practice for Atlanta until a couple weeks ago. I mean, I guess that's early enough. God damn. Wednesday practice for Atlanta? I just gotta leave super early.
Week to the first.
So I'll probably just leave my rig
Yeah, it's
in Jersey and
it's
fly
3
back and
weeks
forth.
technically, but I mean it's 2 weeks until you know crunch time. You know.
Yeah. I'll probably still fly back and forth.
Okay. Yeah, I'll end up staying up there, hanging out. I guess I'm staying up north this time. Oh, I was gonna hang out in New York for a little bit actually with the lady. Just gonna fly out. We're gonna do the New York thing.
Nice.
Do some touristy crap.
First.
And we're also gonna get matching I Love New York t-shirts and walk around pointing at things.
Nice.
Damn, there is so much snow. Holy crap.
So what is the season for you? You gotta come back and forth because there's a round in between now, and then you
Yep.
drive out.
And then
To Jersey.
after St. Louis, back here again, and then off to Salt Lake again. It's terrible. Like logistically, it's terrible. And
That's
like,
not that bad.
I know, but dude, 2020 was shaping up for the best season ever for fucking pro spec. But if the pandemic didn't hit or whatever, we had Irwindale and we had Sonoma, both pro spec rounds.
Well, this is from the West Coast guy. I feel
Yeah.
like there's more East Coast prospect guys. No?
No, we don't worry about them.
Just don't worry about that?
No. Yeah, don't worry about them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you're an East Coast guy, you're loving this schedule.
No,
No?
I don't know. Probably. Just piss me off.
You don't gotta come all the way to Cali. You don't gotta go to Washington.
Yeah. I mean, what if you're a Washington guy? You hate the schedule worse than I would.
Going all the way down to Florida? No,
Yeah.
you're not going to Florida, just Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say it's further from Salt Lake. I want to say it's more of a pain to get to Jersey and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Yep. So, yeah. See what shapes up. Car's looking good. Everything's in order.
So when are you getting your motor?
2 weeks or so, maybe 3.
Are you being nervous that he's lagging?
Not really, no. I keep hitting him up, like for stuff that needs to get done, and he's already done it. So every time I get like a little twinge of like, oh shit, I text him, and he's like, oh, we already handled it. I'm like, all right, cool. Like he'd order up some valve springs for comp or whatever, and I was like, yeah.
Well, it's like all the engine shops, right? Like I'm wearing a CPR hat right now, beanie. They're all so backed up. These dudes are all months behind.
Yeah. It's surprising.
You know,
Not
it's
more shops. It seems like the business is there.
It's partially their fault, partially not their fault. Because a lot of them are waiting on parts.
But you think like if you had that many engines, backed up, you could take that as sort of money that would come in if you invest in the business. So like if you got a bigger building, got more guys, you could get more engines done in less amount of time. It's just going to make you more money.
Yeah.
So it's like worth the investment to do that. But I feel like with engines, like you have to have that like sort of one special guy, kind of like. If that makes any
do you
sense.
build your own engines ever?
No, never.
No. Have you ever built an engine? No. I feel like you'd be good at it.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. So
I know I can do it. I know I'm capable of it.
I have probably built, let's just say like 10 engines. Probably like 10. Started off with an old Chevy 235 out of my 52 Chevy panel wagon. Grew up
When you
around
say
motors.
rebuild, this is full teardown.
Full teardown, full rebuild,
New
bearings,
bearings.
bottom end,
Yep.
rings,
Seals.
yada yada.
Yep.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I am impatient.
Yeah.
I'm not one for like really measuring in the tolerances, right? Like I like using a tape measure. I don't like using a filler gauge.
You can't melt your tolerances with a tape measure, bud.
Exactly. So this is where I really tell people, yeah, I'm good with the tape measure.
Yeah.
Right? You start getting into freaking filler gauges and micrometers. Now, I'm way too impatient for that.
Yeah.
And where my shop's at, it's dusty. There's a sand factory next to it. So when I would build motors, I try to wait till a Sunday.
Yeah.
I'd like wet the ground. It's outside. It's outdoors.
Yeah.
And basically all those that I was slapping together were stock engines. Nothing crazy. Nothing that was really getting a good race on it. Tried a couple rotaries too. Those really sucked.
Did you rebuild rotaries?
Yeah, I had no idea how they were going together. You just freaking jamming apex seals wherever you can. And, O-rings, rubber bands. They all suck. But again, I know like my strong suit, and I'm way too impatient to like have a problem with an engine and go, all right, we got to hold off another day. We got to get this machine and correct it and fixed, and then do it, in a week. I'm more like, nah, you know what? If we just tighten it a little bit more, it'll be good.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
So
I have both those two personalities. I feel like, because I do have that. It's when there's a time crunch when you got to get shit done, and I'll cut corners with like hardware, for example, where I'll be like, I know that like the length of this bolt is too long or whatever, it's not the right bolt or whatever, but it fits, it tightens down, it's good. I don't feel like going to the hardware store and freaking buying one, It's a customer's car, yes, I would. I would get the exact length, yada, 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 proper everything. And then there's the side of me that like really likes that micrometer stuff, like when I did the dial-in on the bell housing. That's really fun.
Yeah, I've never done that.
It's really fun doing stuff like that.
So that's a good tip. Here's a good tip for you guys. Andy went down this rabbit hole. So explain to all these dudes who probably have a dog box and a regular bell housing from QuickTime or something that's messing up their transmissions and gears.
Yeah, so you're going to get premature input shaft wear. If you're seeing any of that, more than likely your bell housing is out of whack.
And clutch too, right?
It's
getting
more,
some funny like one-sided wear.
Sometimes, but it's more you'll see it like right on the tip of the thing. You'll see it, and the bearing.
Tip of the thing,
and the input shaft bearing will just get premature wear. So if you're wearing those out quickly, or if you see a little bit of wear on it on the tip where it goes into the bearing, essentially, because it's not going to the bearing straight, so it's going to be forced to one side of the bearing. So you're going to see that weird wear going on, and the bearing's going to wear. The front bearing's going to wear, and the rear bearing's going to wear.
So why is that?
Because the bell housing, the hole in the bell housing is where the transmission slides into. Is out of center on the crankshaft, essentially. So if that is out of center in any sort of direction, that's how you're going to get that sort of, it's going to put bind on your input shaft, essentially. So what you do, you get a...
Do you think they can hear you with all this bouncing?
Hopefully. I can talk louder. Yeah, this is the bad spot right here.
Yeah, I tried a different lane, it didn't work.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is like, so that hole, it's a good circle, but it's slightly off in any direction from where the center of the transmission should be.
Yeah, exactly.
By, what, a few thousandths of an inch?
Pretty much, yeah.
Right?
There's a tolerance there, and there's a sheet.
So it's not off by like an eighth of an inch.
No. It's off by a few thousandths, yeah.
And that's going to mess things up.
Exactly, yeah. So you measure that, you get a magnet. I use like a little on-off, switch magnet thing that has a bolt to it. So you find a way to basically bolt a dial bore gauge to that magnet, which is a small gauge that has a little plunger in it, and it measures micrometers as it comes up. They're pretty simple, pretty cheap. You mount that to the magnet gauge, attach the magnet to the crankshaft, and then set up the dial bore gauge so that as you rotate the crankshaft, that little needle on the dial bore gauge walks itself around 360 degrees on your bell housing center register for the transmission. So as you're rotating the crankshaft, you're measuring that, and you take notes. So you start at 12 o'clock, and you set your micrometer to 0, and then you rotate 45 degrees or whatever. I usually do it, 45 degrees at a time. So 45, 90, yada yada yada, 180 all the way around. 45 mark.
Because first you got to find the center, right?
Not really.
Not really?
No.
Or you just do the math?
No, you don't. Because your micrometer is because the magnet basically sits center on there. Or the magnet doesn't have to sit center essentially, because your micrometer basically just sits in there, and it's just going to rotate around. I'm
just thinking if you're already off to one side as it's going around.
It doesn't matter.
I get okay. I see why it would matter. I see why it would matter.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see, you're not looking for the 2-inch hole, the 4-inch radius.
1 point.
Gotcha.
So
yeah.
You're off center by having this thing sticking off to the side. You're already way off. So yeah, it really doesn't. Yeah, that tripped me out too. So I was like, how do I center this thing? And I was like, oh wait, I don't really need to.
Yep.
So yeah, you mark at 45. Moving 45 degrees. Mark on the micrometer. It's plus or minus what difference you're getting. Same thing at 90. Same thing at 180. And eventually you're going to see a high point and a low point essentially. So you're going to see your high. You're going to see your low. You're going to want to mark that. So the direction in which that goes, say your high point is to the right and your low point is to the left. So that means it's moved to the right. So then they sell offset dowel pins for the bell housings. They come in a couple different offsets. I think like 010, 020, 030. I forget. They go up high and pretty high, but not high enough to get it off center on the bolts, obviously. So you set up your offset.
It's a very tiny amount.
Yeah. So and then the dowel pins, you can rotate them too.
Yeah.
So say you're offset to the right, you rotate your dowel pins. You take out your old dowel pins, you put in the new ones. You rotate that offset to the right, and it's going to move your bell housing 010 or 020 or 030 to the right. Mine actually had to go up into the right, so I took mine up into the right, and then you do your measurement again, bolt everything down.
So do you do this every time?
I only did this last time because Rick kept complaining about my old bell housing.
Okay.
Because he was rebuilding my transmissions, and he kept telling me like, "Hey man, you got to do this. You got to do this. You're getting premature wear." Finally, with the E46, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Figured it out, and then figured out that my old bell housing was so far out of whack that I wasn't the dowel pins weren't even gonna fix it.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So I had to buy a new bell housing. Yeah. So there's good reason to do this. Your bell housing could be so far out that it's just messing your shit up.
And is this like worn out over time, or is this they built a crappy bell housing?
They built a crappy bell housing. This is just a bad bell housing.
What brand was that?
That was QuickTime, but that was the one that Rick used to sell. So he paid me back for it.
Gotcha.
Which was cool.
I mean, QuickTime is a big company. I'm about what's another company?
The QuickTime didn't need offset, though. It needed like the 110s. But I checked the other QuickTime that I checked, because I checked one for Finn down at Hoonigan on his build. Because I hit him up about it, and I was like, yo, you should check this thing. And he's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I was like, all right, I'll come down and do it. So I came down and set him up with that, and his was perfect right off the bat.
Nice.
Yeah, we bolted it down. I did the thing, and I was like, well, I didn't need to come. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say there's not too many bell housings you can buy out there. Well, I think they're gonna hear a lot of blowing now.
Oh, no,
trying to give them a blowjob, bro.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
I got hot. I used too many layers.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be like 30 degrees, maybe 40 degrees up here at Willow. So yeah, there's not too many different QuickTime or different bell housing companies for aftermarket use.
For the SFI stuff.
For
I think
SFI.
QuickTime's the only one, right?
So I used to have an aluminum bell housing. I forget what it was called. It was like a Kiesel or something.
SFI approved though.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, I had an aluminum.
It was just an
Mine
aluminum bell
was an
housing.
aluminum one, too.
It looked like an OEM one.
I got mine from Pace Performance.
Oh, Pace. That's another big
Yeah.
company. Okay.
Yeah. That's a decent bell housing. That's what I ran on the E30 for years before the SFI rule.
So here's a trick for all the LS dudes. So I bought my bell housing for like $350, brand new from this company. It's just an aluminum bell housing, not SFI approved. Doesn't have a retainer ring in it. It's aluminum, so it's not best for racing if you break your clutch, whatever, right?
But you can use the non-SFI approved if you put a giant plate on your chassis.
Yeah, that's if you're doing FD.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is if you're doing an LS swap and you're trying to find a bell housing, any old V8, old Chevy V8 bell housing will work.
Really?
To a dog box. Because they're all based off the T10 pattern.
Yep.
Right? And the whole bell housing of the old small block is the exact same. It just won't have the top hole and it won't have one of the side holes.
Oh,
it'll have the four main
small
holes
block,
inside.
Small block bell housing bolt.
Yeah.
Is the
You go
same
find
as
an old
LS.
80s Camaro, old 80s El Camino. It's all the same shit. I bought 2 of them now for like $80 each. I went to the Pomona swap meet,
So I can
saw
just
one for
straight,
$80.
take my fucking dog box and bolt it up to a small block right now
Yes.
with the same bell housing and everything.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yep.
cool.
They're all based off
didn't
the
know
old T10 Muncie transmissions and all that crap. Yep.
That's pretty new.
So you don't have to go spend the big bucks for the
Neato.
all that
There's
fence
your
stuff.
Toms there with your freaking carbless burrito.
Yeah. So Willow Springs, it's definitely coming up. There's like more shops here now. They got a Starbucks.
Oh, you mean Rosemont? Or
Rosemont? Yeah, Rosemont. Yeah, I just consider this town Willow Springs.
Same kind of. Yeah, they got a Rite Aid. You know, it's official. Once I saw the AutoZone roll into town, I was like, all right. This town's going places.
Yeah, and they got an O'Reilly's now.
Oh, they got an O'Reilly's?
Yeah, right next to AutoZone.
Right.
Just popped in. We should hit up Trent, see if he's here. So Trent actually has a house right by Willow Springs.
You know if I was there.
What up, nerd? So we're gonna go do some testing.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the testing, or just go ahead and talk about it after we get back from
We'll
this?
talk about it afterwards. I mean, what are you testing?
I'll give you guys a quick hint. So basically, I've already came up, we've driven the car drove
Did you
good.
put a new dry sump fucking belt on it?
I did not put a new dry sump belt, but I put a different one. It's tight.
Okay,
That's good. Yeah, all that's
a new one.
Yeah.
All right.
New from the loose one that I had the last time that fell off.
Explain what happened last time.
So came up again. Back to my freaking not being OCD enough. I looked at this belt and I was like, you know what? That belt looks a little bit loose on the dry sump. I was like, it's the same belt I had before, though. I don't know what happened, but there's washers that space it out. And I was like, I'm pretty sure. But the guys at the dry sump place, they all tell you this. Those cog belts, some little teeth, like those things will never slip. They're fine. Well, guess what? Not that they won't slip, but they'll come off, right? They probably rattled, shook its way forward or back. I don't know. It came off. I looked at it and I'm like, man, I'm gonna change that. I even wrote it on my board. Change the belt. Tighten it up. But I had like the media guy out there wanting to film. I wanted to get in a quick couple of laps just to make sure that things were good. Because you know, sometimes you get out here and you'll spend hours working on the car, and then you go do a lap and you find out something's wrong, and then you end up having to go home. And I wanted to find out if something was wrong immediately before I spent 2 hours dicking around and stuff. Which I should have spent the 2 hours dicking around and stuff, because that, you know, that could have been catastrophic.
Yep.
So testament to the oil that I use. I use top
You sure
one
like
oil.
on your motors, don't you? You like that stuff.
Yeah. So oil was good. Ran it for like 20 seconds. Well, luckily it was like a mediocre run. Wasn't full tilt.
Yeah, you said you were pedaling.
Yeah, I was pedaling it like 70% throttle, 5,000 RPM. Had scrubs on, so it wasn't like a full tilt. You know, and then the reason I say scrubs is if you got brand new tires on, you got more grip. More grip is more load. More load is, you know, more load on your bearings, your engine, everything. So anyways, we're gonna go test the car, do some suspension testing, get some more seat time, man. Haven't driven in a while. When was the last time you drove? Utah, right?
Winter Jam.
Winter Jam?
Yeah.
Oh, you're Z.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many laps did you do?
Not that many, but the best laps I did was in Julian's car, his S12.
Okay, at least
You
you
ever
got
driven one of those
car.
things?
An S12? No.
Yeah. Dude, you gotta drive his. His is sick. Like, drives really, really good.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
a
cool.
lot of grip. Like, he's got a BMW inline 6 in there, turbo.
But I mean, is it an S12 though? Or
Yeah.
is it?
No, it is. It's
Is it
trailing
like
arm,
some
trailing
whole
arm, and
other
everything.
thing?
No,
Yeah?
trailing arm. Yeah, all the standard shit that you'd see on an S12.
Gotcha.
He's running the DTM adjusters like I had on my trailing arms, you know.
Okay.
And dude, that thing rips, dude. Holy crap. Like, that's so much fun.
Well, it's a pretty small car, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I've always kind of liked that car because it's very similar to what I used to drive. Was when I first got into drifting, I got into it with a Celica Supra.
Yeah.
Which was, you know, Toyota rear-wheel drive. It's the last years of being rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, yeah.
And it also had the same kind of rear end, controlling arms, similar to like an RX-7.
Oh, wait for the back here.
I'll
put this video up. This is back.
Nice. That car's getting it.
Dude, it rips.
Yeah, I always thought it was super funny because
Thank you, Julie, for letting me
the 200 SX?
Yeah.
Or they have 8 spark plugs?
Did they?
Yeah.
What?
Wasn't that the engine that had like 2 per cylinder?
I don't know.
Pretty sure. Or was that a stereo? No, I'm pretty sure that one had 2 per cylinder.
Okay.
It was weird. They wanted to be a V8 to trick people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, more is better.
More is better.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're rolling up to Willow Springs.
Approximately 2 minutes.
We're gonna go pay these people.
Oh, yeah, we gotta get money.
Yeah.
Whack.
Do some testing.
Whack.
Maybe Andy will pop the camera on while we're testing. You can see some laps.
I will. I got the gimbal too.
Alright.
Stuff.
Let's pause this.
Yeah, why not?
We're here. This guy's back here doing stuff. No, I'm not helping.
You're not helping at all.
No, here, I'll help. Look at this, look at this. Ugh. Oh, that was way too hard, dude. I can't even do that.
Freaking Andy, you're negative help, bro. You're negative help.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, you gotta lean on it. See, you didn't tell me the trick.
Lean on it, bro.
You
always
didn't-
gotta lean on it.
You didn't tell me the trick, dude. It's not fair.
Lean on it.
Oh, she's looking... Is it a different red?
Yeah, that's a different red.
I like it.
That's a different red.
It's more of an orange red.
It's a hot rod red.
That's all wrap?
Yeah, 3M hot rod red.
That's nice. Yeah, that pops way better. So you just got to keep going more and more orange with it until it's orange.
No. Is
And
that what
then
you like?
and then we
It's
can have
almost
matching
orange?
cars.
No.
Come on, bro.
Gotta go more Z with it.
Team orange. No, you got to go more BMW. Get on the train. What gearing do you run for Long Beach?
You know, right now we're planning on running 129 miles an hour, 128 miles an hour.
Fourth, yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously,
fourth.
yeah.
But I don't know. Scotty last night on the sim was swearing it should be like 116 or 110.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sim
Scotty runs pretty low wheel speed all the time, though.
That's sim life versus.
Because every time I tell Scotty my wheel speed, and he's like, "What are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing 150 wheel speed,
Well, he likes
140
just
or
banging the red limiter everywhere, right?
Yeah, and
That's like sim stuff.
well, that's also like that's more turbo car driving. Like V8s, you kind of lug them. You don't sit there on red line, you know.
Yeah.
It's not really the way you drive it, and it's not good for the fucking engine. Like last year,
the red limiter at all.
Westies kept on wanting to try and gear the car to run red line everywhere. We kept on having to remind him that our motor was not that great.
Yeah. Well, so I'm red line's at 6,800,
Mm-hmm.
and so we gear it to be at 62.5,
Mm-hmm.
basically 6,300,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's our sweet spot. So we're a few hundred underneath our red line
Mm-hmm.
to give it the wiggle room.
The wiggle.
The wiggle room.
Uh-oh.
Car just goes down the hill.
Uh-oh.
All right, bye.
Just leave it in reverse, and then it'll jump start itself.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll put this one on afterwards.
The faithful block of wood.
Yeah, all right. Car just goes.
The only thing between us and disaster.
It's already 31.
A good video of this guy. He's backing up a Corvette, like an old Corvette, off of one of those liftgate trucks, and it just goes right off the edge.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday. Yeah, it rolled right over his chalk.
Oh, nice.
Just bump right over, and he's like, no. Ah, fuck.
No.
Like the thing didn't stop it. This weather's terrible. It's like kind of hot for a second, and then all of a sudden it's freezing.
Freaking clouds, man.
This is terrible.
Freaking clouds.
Get in there, boy. So is this the official way of attaching the hatch down right now?
Right now,
All right, cool.
man.
I mean, I will give you a set of pins.
This is what it used to be.
Yeah.
These in here.
Why don't just use pins, man?
No, I'm going to. I'm going to now. Last year they wanted it to be all sleek and do these inside. Right, see these?
Yeah.
And so we had it on both sides.
Yeah.
I hit the wall and ripped it off and ripped the thing. It even had a shock
Yeah.
on there and it pushed it up. Yes.
Something very important. It's like part of a fuel pump or something.
No, it's like a spray bottle or something.
Oh. Oh, there's the sun again. Oh, that's nice. When did they take the Bud off the Budweiser tower up there?
Right.
It's not even the Budweiser balcony anymore. Not fair.
Not fair.
Not fair at all. I feel violated.
Where's my sword?
Huh?
This is my sword.
You got a sword?
Yeah.
Why do you have a sword?
That's what holds my hood up.
You have a sword that holds your hood up.
Yeah, I don't see it.
You're an interesting fella.
Yeah. Huh.
How long is this trailer?
28.
This is 28. Okay. Yeah, so I'm 2 feet longer than this. Even this would be plenty. This is what I was looking at, was a 28, to be honest.
I traveled the whole country. I went to Canada in this.
Canada, eh?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's gonna be my hood prop for the day, I guess.
Why do you need a hood prop right now?
Should I dry set my motor?
Oh, to prime it?
Yeah.
You prime it every time you start it?
Just, you know, it's been sitting for more than a day.
No.
That'll work. Yes. Get the oil pressure. You know, they really say that, well, I don't know if there is. If you can heat your oil up before.
Yeah,
it lumps.
That's what they do with the Formula 1 cars and shit.
Try to get all
They do like an intravenous hot oil blood transfer, basically, is how they fucking run those things. Flow hot oil through the entire thing and then fire it up.
Get all your tolerances.
Cotto's car had that back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of cars have it.
He had that NASCAR V8 in that green 350Z, and they had like a 110 volt plug on the side of the car. And I was like, what the hell is that for? He's like, oh, it's for the oil heater, da 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 da, and heat the oil before you start it, yada yada yada.
Yada, yada, yada.
I'm like, that sounds complicated.
So take that. put
Prime
it in
time?
Dry set.
It's prime time.
Prime time. You know, so you get your oil all through there. Get this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let's go put that other block of wood just because you try to jinx us.
What are you talking about? I'll just lay down behind the car. How about that? You know?
That jinxing talk.
If I go, I go.
You're too small to be a freaking
That's
wood
true.
chop.
Yeah, just roll right over, man.
So there's a few ways that people do this.
Jeff with the badonkadonk.
Badonkadonk. Some guys have an extra belt and an extra pulley, so you can put your belt on there, like below it or something, and you can put your belt to it. So basically, you'd have another pulley here, right? And you'd have your belt going up to it. You could do that.
Huh.
But I just put a longer bolt.
Yeah, I just go direct to it, direct to the front of the pulley.
Yeah. If you can't always do that.
Yeah. Well, you got to build your car so you can do that.
Clearances, bro. Clearances.
Got to move stuff around.
Yeah, clearance.
Cut a hole in your radiator there. Just go right through the middle. You checking your clearances, Clarence? How's the Victor, Victor? Roger?
Roger.
It's taking way too long.
Oh yeah, you can have this video exciting.
Yeah.
This is the mistake I made the last time. I was like, oh, the media guy's here, which is Alex. I'm like, let's get the car on the road and do some shit. And now it's like, oh no, let's fucking do everything right. Screw your media, you can cut that shit out later. That's the thing, media always just shows the cool part.
Yeah.
Never shows all the... But that'd be a much longer video. Slow video. Why does this take so long? Get to the fun part. How did I do this before? That's so much difference.
You forgot already?
Yeah, I did.
Damn.
I put a different radiator in here.
Damn.
So it's a little bit different. That's steaming. That should work. The battery's running low. I didn't like that.
Little vibrato.
Oh yeah. He's vibrating all right.
Wobbly.
That's good.
I keep it going for a while. It builds up quick, man. It only takes like 30 seconds or so.
For the
At least on
initial oil
mine.
pressure, yeah, but when you watch it on the heads and the valves,
Oh yeah?
to come through the lifters, it takes like a minute.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you'll-
because the pressure switch is way back there, huh?
Yeah, you'll see pressure
Yeah.
immediately, but actually getting the fluid up through each of the
Yeah.
push rods.
Yep, you're right. Whatever. Mr. Guy who doesn't freaking drive with the dry sump belt for a whole lap. I mean, I see why you're concerned now.
Yeah.
Did you do it this long before?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, it's also not just that, but if you check the fluid before and after,
Yeah,
you'll have a bunch of fluid in your pan, in your oil pan,
yeah,
and so you don't want that fluid in your oil pan.
yeah. You want to get it all out. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
So you want that to all push back into your dry sump.
yeah. Technically, you should do that at the end of the day too, and then have a shutoff valve that keeps the tank from leaking down into the engine.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And I
But-
talked about doing that before.
The shutoff valves
with
scare me.
Martin.
They scare me.
Yeah, if you forget to turn that
Yeah,
on.
it just scares me to have it. I'd rather just leak the oil.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, that's the conclusion that I came to too.
Yeah.
And I was like, it'd be ideally yes, but there's just gonna be that one time where you're like, we forgot to turn on the fucking valve and
All right.
you didn't have any oil.
And you get the
Yeah.
I'll bump it over.
You gonna fire it up and pull forward, or am I just pulling the wood?
I'm gonna fire it up, go forward.
All right.
Take a second. Throw that negative on.
Yep.
You're not getting too short to reach.
No.
Can you get it?
Yeah. Where the hell is it? There it is.
Yeah, let's twist that guy out.
Yep, you're good.
Alright, see? That's a smart one.
What'd you do?
I don't think I put the boat back on.
Really?
Fine, you gotta double check, right? Crank it. Yeah, I'm gonna knock this thing off. That's why I always crank it for a little bit. Make sure the pressure
yeah, oh yeah, every time, yeah. Same.
I gotta do something about this thing.
What's that?
Swap the roof off. Blame it on you.
Well, yeah, this man primes his whole setup perfectly and then just went about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my fault. I was distracting you.
Same. But that's why I always crank it first.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to, stay focused with a sexy man around like myself,
Sexy man.
Yeah. Everybody wants the drift wizard,
Yeah, where's the drift wizard? Right? You could have done a track episode.
Yeah, right. I should have brought everything out.
All you need is a cone, right?
Yeah, the cone in my outfit. The whole outfit fits inside the cone, so it's pretty perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get her out. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's building oil pressure. Oh, dude, Jeep guy's going off-roading up there. Hey. Just fucking spray paint them gold real quick. So, this man lied to me.
Fully lied.
Brought me here to do work.
Yes.
Swapping front coilovers right now. What are we doing after that? Don't you have more stuff to do?
Yeah, possibly changing out that spring that regulates the pressure on the dry sump.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, let's swap some coilovers then. Jeez. God. What is that, like 4 bolts per side? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
God damn it, Jeff.
Listen, man, you know what you could really do?
God damn it.
You could really start this generator
Uh-huh.
and get some tunes going.
Okay. Guy over here. Smells Mustangy. Alright, generator. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Turning.
Turn it.
Setting it.
Yep. Out with the old feels, in with the old max. Should be a pretty similar replacement.
Got enough? You're gonna have enough threads on that body there?
Right?
Might want to make sure how much you have. Can you see down there?
Can't see in the hole.
It's a long shot.
So that's about where we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're right. We need to check the
Yeah, you should probably
how much
check.
we got in there.
Yeah. Give her a little peek.
That means I gotta spin her all the way down. Gotta get a rod. Type that little hole right there.
Mm.
So what do you got going on, bro? You're just filming everything? You got a YouTube channel going on, or is
Yeah,
this for the
dude.
podcast?
Fucking Jeff Jones Racing YouTube. Oh, I just felt a drop of rain.
Yeah. Cool, right?
You got a tent or no? Yeah.
I have a
It
tent.
doesn't look like it's gonna stay coming down here.
Alright.
Yeah. Couple
God,
drops.
nice. Saw the air trick, you just blow it down.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Can't see in there.
Just you gotta have to go all the way off, man.
Yeah.
Just gotta happen. Sucks to suck. Or just go as far as you feel comfortable. Give it an inch and a half or so. Inch and a half. Oh yeah, you're pretty low there.
That's low, bro.
That is very low. That's about bare minimum, I'd say.
This is the thing that I'm happy about. Say maybe I can put that on, but I want the spherical bottom.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably enough. But I mean, if you're going by the bolt rule, right, you want to have, what? Your penetration should be 1.5 times the diameter of the bolt?
I usually go with 6 turns.
Okay. But that's also dependent on diameter, because big diameter bolt needs more turns for the same strength. You know?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's hole size. Your holes shouldn't be more than, Yeah, I don't know. That's close. Questionable. It's gonna be. I mean, I see it holding up. If anything, that bottom mount is just gonna break that bottom mount thing. Just make sure you get more of those from Max. Just order up some of these guys. See if they'll just send you those.
There's some taller ones.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, just find some taller ones. Cut them and weld them further up too. It's all doable. You wait to hear back from Tommy there or something?
Yeah.
Just call him, dude. He always picks up the phone.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Might go a little shorter in the front. Lower the front end a little bit.
I mean, I say that's pretty good. If you really think about how it's put together and all that, and the forces it's taking, it's not really taking a whole lot of lateral force, unless you hit something. It's really just taking that vertical force. I say that's good. There's really no...
Yeah, because it's not a McPherson.
No, there's no pressure going. It's just up and down.
I think if it was a McPherson, I'd be way more worried.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Because this isn't... you have an upper A on there, Like,
yeah.
my shock on my Z is...
I mean, I guess that's how much they're expecting to have.
Yeah. There's a lot. But again,
So that's that much at least.
with the layout of the suspension on this car, man, I think you're good. I don't think it needs to be that strong. It's only vertical forces. There's no twisting force. There's no side force on it. There's no side loads.
So that right there is going to make my life way easier.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that.
You can actually see where we've modified the bottom.
Yeah.
Just that we've been fighting getting these in and out.
Yep.
So I can actually spread these now a little bit.
Hammer?
Hammer.
Or pry bar?
Let's make sure these were at 22. I really do actually like the feel bags. Those are cool.
God damn, those are some fucking springs. Thick boys.
Yeah. 22K, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we honestly never even played with this. Looks like the same thread, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Put this shit on here.
What, man?
What's up?
A little bit.
What you got? What you got? He got burgers.
Burgers.
Oh man, I would have paid for you. I forgot to pay for you the thing. My bad.
I haven't eaten McDonald's in like 3 or 4 years.
They stand away from it, or is that accidental?
I just don't really eat it. Yeah.
You know, I feel like the breakfast is okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There was a
I prefer Jack in the Box breakfast.
There's a phase where it's typical like pancake sandwich.
This reminds me of you going to get a bag of cheeseburgers back in Atlanta, like
Let's
the
not
store,
talk
the
about
store
that.
we
What
were
is this?
talking about the other night.
McDouble?
Yeah.
Any
Dubs.
ketchup's in there?
Dubs.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Go for that.
Look at this.
Thank you, Logas.
Aren't you supposed to be filming? Isn't this your job?
Oh my gosh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Inception.
There you go.
Is it cool? For GoPro?
Are they all the same?
Yeah, they're all the same.
Just making McDoubles or whatever?
Big double. I saw Alex here.
Yeah. I feel bad. He's like, oh, you're here? I'm like, I didn't tell you I was coming? No?
It's got way smaller. Look at the diameter on this thing. This is smaller diameter than the regular cheeseburgers, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Whoa! I went to look at it. Did they get smaller? We just got bigger.
No, that's a small diameter.
Are the controls inverted?
Yeah.
You know, they didn't do the thing though, where they make it and fucking smash it.
I know. You could do that.
These are pretty nice.
Oh, they are.
Smash it
Not bad.
yourself. So what y'all doing?
Maybe coilovers.
For no reason.
No reason at all?
No reason at all.
I'm fine.
For the bottom ball joint.
Damn.
Okay.
Yum, yum, yum. Is he even recording?
I over here trying to steal my job. Yeah, right? Alright, so one coilover's on. I mean, technically this is kind of like a road trip podcast episode, so...
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, you don't need to be, you know, so jealous of my skills here. You
I'm
know?
always jealous of your
Yeah,
skills.
yeah.
I wish I was any good.
Yeah, you wish you had this excellent camera equipment right here.
Yeah, I wish I had a stick.
This Hero 8 and this weird gimbal from China that my girlfriend lent me.
From China.
Jeff with the badonka donk again.
I lost the nut.
It's a good thing you only need one. You don't even need that. That's just for the coilover that's going in the box. Donate it to Willow Springs. Coilover number 2.
Spin this out.
Okay, I got it. It's not full yet. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, stop, oh my God!
I don't know if you're being true or not.
No, I'm being true. I didn't say it yet.
What?
I didn't say it, I didn't. No, 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 you're good, you're good. You're good.
What's that?
It's like way up there. It comes up fast, man.
Freaking guy.
What? It's a new job for me, you know? It's my first day. What's up with this GoPro on the roof? Okay.
the front got like locked out. I had to fight it to get it back out.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was like full lock, so I was like over centering.
Okay.
Let's go full stiff. I'll do a couple laps and then.
Full stiff.
See what happened here. I think it's getting stuck at full lock. Try to go back and grab my gimbal.
You getting locked out again?
What's up?
Got stuck at full lock again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what the hell it is now.
You good?
Still does it left.
Okay.
Not the right feels fine.
Right feels fine.
Yeah.
So on initiation it felt fine, but after that, coming back this way.
Yeah.
So we'll go to 4 washers all around just to get it even then? Yeah? Alright.
I definitely don't like the full stiff. I felt like I lost a lot of front grip. Yeah, it felt like it was just washing out.
Okay.
And then fuck, man, the rears today feel like the track feels so much softer than it did on Monday. Like there was no grip in the rears at all. Still, scrubs felt better here on Monday
Really?
than these do right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, some of the 18 psi, I think these just need to come down to 15 to get the side bite back. Yeah, 'cause I was throwing back. He's like
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
This thing's wanting to rotate now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at this. They're not even. Didn't even get any grip yet. The back was barely started.
Yeah. Those things are rock solid up front right now.
Yeah, so they really didn't even get any heat yet.
Nope. You didn't scrub in the fronts though at all, right?
No, I was going back and forth. That's
Yeah.
as much as you get in an FD.
Yeah.
You know? So it's. I try not to overdo things that I can't.
Yeah.
You know.
I usually do a
can't
couple
FD.
crossover like on full plow understeers like before I do my donuts.
Long Beach is so small. It's
Yeah,
really hard
yeah,
to do
yeah.
a good solid.
Yep.
donuts there.
I hit the wall there doing warm up and then the E30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a little tap. Okay. Took a little more angle out. Took the front shocks back down to full soft. Let's see what it does.
feel comfortable with the car.
Looks good.
Ah,
Whipping it.
whipping it. Yeah, tires were dead. I wouldn't get to
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I don't have yet that I need. Fuck.
Huh.
Another subframe for the front.
Yep.
Only my spare.
Yep.
Shit. Okay.
So what's the word there? How'd it go?
Oh, went great. Everything went pretty smooth.
You look pretty comfy.
I feel like it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Had some fun.
Productive.
Productive.
New coilovers feel good.
Had a lot of coffee today. That felt good.
Gross.
You drank a lot of Doc.
Yep.
That was pretty good.
I spilled one all over the trailer, or all over the drain pan in the trailer.
Yeah. How much it made in the drain pan? Most of it, right?
Yeah, all of it actually. Yeah.
If you're gonna spill something
What's
somewhere.
what's your name again? What is your name?
It's pronounced Lucas.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I forgot.
Sing them up.
It's gonna make my life so hard.
Damn it!
There we go. Perfect.
Plain one.
Clippy.
Alright, so we're done testing.
Went good.
Went good, had
You
fun.
get over here. Yeah, car did good. It's definitely like those shocks are on the side of the stiff side,
Yep.
but at full soft, you look comfortable.
Yeah, so I switched shocks this year from field suspension to Park Shop Max.
Oh.
I guess yours don't do that.
I guess not. I guess I'm good.
And field suspension, he's a drifter. Odie sets his stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a pretty good idea of what you want to do, so he valves them to a certain rate. And it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and he also has an idea of like what we need for the front of the drift tracks too.
Yeah.
Like he knows the limits of everything as far as the rough spots. Like the jump in Orlando and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's got an idea with weight.
Mm-hmm.
If he's giving everyone the same sauce.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
We are competitors.
Yes.
But I've been also a sponsored driver for Park Shop Max for, I think, since I've had the Z for sure, and then the year with the S14, the last year of the S14. And I've been running their drop knuckles, angle kits the whole time, arms. And so the whole time, Dan, the owner, has been like, hey, if you can go get some money from someone else who's paying you, some other good coilovers, go ahead and do that.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't really in that boat at the moment. Odie was hooking me up, had a good set of coilovers, but there's real estate on the car, and that's another sticker. And I know that Park Shop Max makes good stuff. It's what Field runs, Matt Field.
Mm-hmm.
These guys know their jam. They've been drifting since as long as anyone, 2000 whatever, right? So I mean, that's a whole cool story on its own. Park Shop Max, I think.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know the full story. You know the full story?
Not really actually, because it was originally the brand from Japan, right?
So it was originally powered by Max.
Powered by Max, exactly.
And that was like a
I
Japanese
believe-
company.
Yeah, I believe they were just kind of a distributor for them.
They were
and
sending stuff over, and then
he started doing his own thing. I think?
Dan became so big and was like buying so much
Yeah.
stuff, and then like really started to develop all the parts on his own. And since he kind of overshadowed, he was performing better than the Japanese company was.
Yeah.
And so he
Well,
kind
the
of
Japanese company was kind of like cut knuckles and stuff like that, and sway bars and random like shift knobs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It was kind of like
so he
not-
took it to the next level.
yeah. It
Him,
was,
Tommy Roberts, Matt Powers.
now he's got a robotic welder making stroke bars.
Yeah.
That thing's crazy, dude. The robotic MIG welders gnarly.
And so they've been drifting just as long, if not longer, than everyone else. And so yeah, so now I'm running their coilovers. So they dampen them a little bit differently. Theirs have essentially zero compression, and it's all dampened by rebound.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
interesting.
you'll change your compressions by your spring. So you change your spring rates if you want to change that. And this is for one-way mono adjustments, not for two-way stuff. So we're switched to that, and I think
Never
well,
heard
we
of a
noticed-
coilover having that, where it's just compression.
no, I mean no, they're all kind of like that.
Yeah. Maybe
Like
that's
all
just,
the fill
maybe I just
stuff,
don't know that
all
much
of
about coilovers.
Tokiko Reds. I think all of
Yeah.
Tokiko's actually.
Yeah.
You can't say all, but I remember Tokiko's definitely being something that only did rebound.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing of what you're wanting to do, because you're wanting to control the spring.
Yeah.
Right? So you're wanting to control the rebound of the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're adding compression, you're kind of also adding in your own spring rate that way.
Yep.
Right? And now you've got a spring
Yeah, I
rate.
mean, you're keeping your tire pressure as part of your effective spring rate. The overall rate is
Exactly.
a combination of a lot of
All
things.
that
You know?
stuff.
Yeah.
So we were having fun tuning that today. That's kind of the main thing. I've done sway bars in this car, front and back. I know how I like it. I always run a big front bar. I change out the rear bar based on what track I'm at. If I go to a big oval, Irwindale, I'll run a big rear bar. For everything else, tire pressure.
Yep.
I just stuck at 15 today, just to keep a consistency.
Yep.
But it all felt pretty good. So now we're gonna come spy on Odie.
Pulling up on Odie right now.
Odie.
Odie and friends.
Odie and
I wonder if
friends.
Hobson's here. If that car's up.
Right.
Hobson's driving that thing this year.
Look at these things. Feel suspension.
Look at that.
So
Great.
let's go say hello.
Hot damn.
Hot damn. Yeah, so he's got Simon Olsen's old rig.
Oh, that's the one?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I heard he traded something. I don't know if we can tell the deed, so maybe not say it if we put this up.
Lips are sealed.
Lips are sealed.
And yeah,
Heard some of the deals.
we'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Like, and we're out of here. God damn it, the weather sucks.
Stop by and say hi to Odie.
This guy dragged me out of my house at like,
Freezing.
what time did I leave? 8:30, something like that.
Yeah?
Bunch of jerks. Later.
I think I live closer to that parking spot than you do for sure.
What's that?
That parking spot? Where we
Oh
left your truck?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I realized that on the way.
Because you're like, I'll be there at 9:30. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go wait.
Yeah.
And then I went and bought that.
I left Gonzo at home too, so I didn't even go to the shop. I just drove straight from my house to there, and it still was like 39 minutes or whatever.
39 minutes. That's bad.
Nah, it's not terrible. I had a little bit of traffic.
Who
Probably
just needs to whip right here?
30 minutes if I was hauling ass. Volkswagen people.
Volkswagen people. What's going on up there?
Stuff. Local stuff. Okay.
Did you check to see how the audio sound?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah, I did actually when we got to the track. So it's not terrible. And hopefully that camera over there wasn't too shaky on the way here. If it was, fuck.
Fuck.
Fuck. That's all I gotta say.
Earlier you talked about I wasn't hungry, but now maybe I am hungry.
I'm hungry. I want me a big boss.
Alright, so is this like episode 2 now? What are we doing? Not episode 2.
Road trip. I mean, it's still the same episode.
Same episode.
Yes.
Same episode. Oh yeah, we were just talking about all the things we did.
Yep. I watched Jeff fill up fuel a bunch.
Yeah.
I did a bad job of it.
Great job. Didn't spill a drop.
Yeah, no, we did all right, but you know,
Yeah.
it does require me to do something, and that's difficult for me sometimes. You know, it's a lot to ask.
It's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a random question. I guess it ain't too random, but how did the Drift Wizard come to be?
There was a thing on Instagram called the Frog Wizard, and it was this guy made a funny little skit. It was a animation, and I just started following him, and this shit was funny.
The Frog Wizard?
The Frog Wizard, yeah.
Okay, so he knows all about frogs?
No, it's just literally like an animated series of a frog dressed up as a wizard.
Oh, okay.
Like a little frog that's a wizard, and he does dumb stuff. Yeah.
Those wizardy things?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You know, brings you dapple moons and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of just adapted that, and I was like, wait a minute, I could do a drift wizard. And I was like, then I could talk shit about, you know, people's cars or my car or whatever, or do whatever, all sorts of shit.
Alright.
Yeah, first one worked really well. Got like 280,000 views. And I just kept doing it.
wizard.
Yeah. The Drift Wizard has entered your garage. My voice is all fucked up. It's too fucked up to do it right now. I did a bunch of the voiceovers last night, though, for the one that I didn't release today or whatever.
Yeah.
I use my phone and I go in my closet because there's all the clothes around. Kind of gives you like a sound room type experience.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Alright.
So that's where I do my voiceovers, in my closet.
So now you guys know.
So my roommate,
When you're hearing the Drift Wizard speak.
my roommate hears me walk past his room, and then I go in there and I do all the Drift Wizard shit. The Drift Wizard is not approved, and I'm yelling in there all out, and then I walk back out and I go to the computer and I upload it and, you know, add in all my stuff.
What does your roommate think about you?
Oh, he helps me shoot it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He does. He comes by and helps me frame it up.
I know, he's a great guy. He's really nice. But what does he really think about him?
I don't know. I mean, he knows I'm weird. He knows I'm a weird ass dude.
Oh, God. He's just like, what kind of roommate did I get myself here?
Yeah, I mean, dude, the first day he came to the house, he like walks in the room or whatever, and there's nothing in there. None of his furniture, none of his stuff are in there yet. And he's just like standing in there. So I grabbed you know what a Piccolo Pete is?
Nope.
It's one of those little fireworks that like whistles super fucking loud. You just put it on the ground, you light it, and it just shoots off sparks and just makes crazy loud
Oh,
whistle.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Piccolo Pete. So I just fucking open the door, light that off, drop it on the fucking ground right in there, and slam the door. I didn't quite realize that the Piccolo Pete was between him and the door. So he was just stuck in there, and he just he just sort of tucked into the corner and covered his ears and waited for it to stop, and then walked out of the room. And then it smelled like fireworks in there for like the first week.
Holy crap, you suck.
I'm a great roommate, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man.
He's lived there for like, I don't know, fucking 8 years now, or 5, I don't know, long time.
You gave him a refund that day.
Right? Oh shit, there's Rob's lifted S14.
Yeah.
That thing's tight.
Did you see what looked like Trent Beecham's old 14 in front of Naoki's shop over there?
No, was it? Camoed up?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Cameled up.
Maybe he just leaves it over here.
So for you nerds that haven't been to Willow Springs, it's kind of cool. There's like 7 tracks here. Something beeped. I don't know why. That one's gone.
Why?
I'll save my story. This one says hour 23.
This one's got 55 minutes.
All right. Back to my story.
Yeah.
So for you nerds that haven't been to Willow Springs, there's like 7 tracks here.
Have you driven all 7?
I'm probably one of the few that has drifted every single track here.
You drifted the kart track?
Yes. I've drifted the go-kart track.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I've driven on the go-kart track. I've drifted on the go-kart track.
I've drifted the big track, Big Willow.
when did they do drift of it? How did you drift the go-kart?
Well, I know the owners.
Yeah.
Christian Youth and they a lot of youth.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day, actually so did Don Shredda. So I asked Christian, I'm like, hey man, what do you think about us running like an event on the go-kart track and seeing how it would work out?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't know, man. I don't want people flying off, messing up the edge of the track and everything. He's like, well, I got a student. He's kind of like mediocre right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I got my pro car. Can we try doing a few laps?
Yeah.
See what it's like? He's like, you know what? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let me know if you think we can do something.
Yeah.
And Don flew off a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that bad though. Nothing crazy. You know, I was kind of getting a flow, but we only had like an hour on it.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I had spent some more time because I was teaching Don, so I was kind of giving him some, ideas, whatever. Lessons at the time.
Yeah.
Wish I would have just done some more laps. But once we were all done, they're like, I don't know. I think the go-kart people aren't gonna like it, so maybe not.
Yeah.
But I mean, it felt pretty cool. Like you could definitely get a nice flow. It's definitely all like first and second gear stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like range. Or you can
It's
actually
pretty
get
tight
third gear.
kart track here. Actually.
Yeah.
It's not big.
It's really tight.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got a go-kart track. I think it's like $75 for the whole day.
You drifted Big Willow?
Yeah, drifted Big Willow.
What did you drift Big?
So I drifted Big Willow, like, man,
all these tracks.
2000.
Only driven Big Willow.
It was probably 2009.
Yeah. Oh, when didn't Charlie do something?
Charlie did something.
Did a demo.
5B and ESSA, you guys, something else.
I remember that.
Yep.
Who dat?
Getting calls. So Big Willow, drifted Big Willow.
Mm-hmm.
So that track's got like the big turn 9 that people always talk about. Because you go hauling ass through this turn, and I guess it's pretty fast. you're doing like what, 80 to 100 plus.
Mm-hmm.
I've never raced on it,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't speak much on that. But I've heard a lot of people say it's one of the hardest turns.
On 89 or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Turn 9.
fast. Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was going when I drove it. I felt like I was going faster on the main straight coming into one. To be honest, because I was following. I didn't have a speedometer on my Z back then.
well,
but
coming into one,
yeah, I think that's a.
but
fast.
not actually in a turn.
No, yeah, that's a
Flat
that's
out,
a big
right
sketchy
in
corner.
fourth or fifth
No,
gear, like
yeah,
flat out,
yeah,
100 miles an hour, trying to come onto the
Yeah,
straightaway.
yep.
Like it's just like
yep.
perfect apex got to hit. A little bit bumpy, I've heard.
Well, yeah, there's a big bump
A
right
lot
in
of
the middle.
major wrecks that happen off
in
of that
that.
turn.
Oh yeah, every time. Yeah, that's where everybody wrecks. Yeah.
And then Streets of Willow, which is just awesome, amazing. It's a good like in between of a good racetrack and Toge. It's got like the off camber, on camber,
Mm-hmm.
elevation change like crazy. We've drifted that one a bunch. All Star
I'd say
Bash.
like Streets of Willow is more like your average racetrack, where like Big Willow is just it's fucking fast.
Big Willow is so big and fast for a road
It's
course.
more like a Laguna Seca track, like tight track where there's just not really any tight corners at all.
for Big Willow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Streets is like your typical racetrack. It's not. I wouldn't call it like a Toge like. There's not really like any like super tight corners.
No, that's in the first 3. And the reason I
Yeah,
say
you're-
Toge is because it has so much elevation change.
Yeah,
Because you're going up a hill.
it does remind me of like driving canyons. Like canyon.
Yeah,
roads.
so like the first 3 turns, and then as you come out of it, it's got like the
Yeah.
big sweepers.
Yeah,
So it'd be like if you driven Angeles Crest, it'd be
Yeah.
like driving Angeles Crest
with a little
versus driving like
with a little mix of Mount Wilson in there, like in that little tight section.
Yeah, that
you're
little tight
talking about.
section.
Yeah,
But then you got Horse Thief Mile, which is like
Toge.
that's more like Toge
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah,
and that's some serious elevation change.
yeah, yeah.
First time I drifted that one, you go up and down the first hill, and you're like, oh crap! All right, I'm glad we're not drifting down this. You go down to the run up, whatever,
Yeah.
and then you go back up the hill, initiate, and then you are drifting down this hill. I remember trying to look over my dash, going, holy crap, we're
Yeah.
doing this!
Dude, it's like
All right, we're doing this!
it's literally like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like the G-force, you're going up the hill and you feel it load up as you're going up the hill, and you feel it kind of release at the top of the hill,
What is
and
the?
you just start swinging on down. And all
I wonder what the
momentum
incline
carries
of
you.
that turn is. That'd be interesting to know. Somebody find out and comment.
You think steeper than
What's the
Irwindale?
incline of Horse Thief Mile? It's hard to say because you never really like drive down
Yeah,
Irwindale. It's not like a bank.
yeah.
I don't know. So
I've
yeah,
never
you
really like walked up that part of the track either up at Horse Thief,
got Horse
feel
Thief's
it up.
super rad.
Yeah.
But Horse Thief's gone through a lot of changes.
Yeah, it used to be a lot better back in the day.
Do you think it used to be better?
Oh yeah, before the track edge was a freaking curve.
Okay, so
curve
all right.
dropping off
So
into no
pre
man's
that
land.
though,
Mm.
Horse Thief used to have these like gigantic dirt berms on the
Mhm.
outside of the track. Do
Mhm.
you remember the very first few times
Mhm.
that we went there? Like you
Mhm.
could literally hit the back bumper on a dirt berm
Mhm.
and you'd lose your bumper
Well, they
because it was like a valley.
they eventually moved that out a little
Yeah,
bit.
no, they completely like cut it away. They
Yeah.
got rid of it completely.
Yeah.
And now, so if you drive on a setup course on Horse Thief Mile,
Mhm.
they still have the big dirt berms in there.
Mm.
So they designed it with that.
Mhm.
Because I remember like cars would go through there and you wouldn't even see them. That's why cars used to flip over a lot more.
Mhm.
I think that's why they got rid of them.
Yeah.
And now you can
the
actually
berm
see
saved
that.
the edge of the track.
The berms did save the edge of the
Yeah.
track, and so now the track's completely open, but you do have
Mhm.
it's like a 6-inch drop off,
Yeah.
and you're like completely destroying frame rails, destroying side skirts.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's like 3-wheel madness. The car instantly turns into a motorcycle.
And then you got 2 oval tracks. One oval track has a wall around it, so that's a really cool one. I like that one because I like walls.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the other one that does not have walls, but it's got dirt around it. Reese Millen used to go up there and practice his rallycross stuff a lot.
I like
And
that.
so that's one you guys can go to a lot. It's got a little road going through the center of it. Alright, where were we going for food?
Foster Freeze.
Where's that at?
Across the freeway.
Across the freeway.
Yes. Big
Oh.
Boss.
That tiny little gas station?
The one that used to be a gas station.
I haven't been there in a while.
delicious. You want to stay in this lane?
Going back over here. Oh, is it on the left?
No. This lane gets on the freeway.
Oh, okay. All right, so 2 oval tracks.
Mm-hmm.
They're both about the size of what?
They're small.
I'd say Orange Show Speedway, but a lot of people haven't been there.
No, yeah.
Smaller than Orlando. So, all right, so think of the infield of Orlando Speedway. That's what a lot of people
Yep,
do.
that's about right size.
Infield of Orlando Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
One of it is almost completely paved to the inside. It's got those funny little light grass things in the middle that take up the area. I really wish they would just pave that whole thing.
Yeah.
You get cooler stuff with that.
It would make a lot more sense. You looked into throwing any hot pits out here?
You know, you can't get a crowd up here, I don't think.
No.
I think once we have enough draw,
Yeah.
and we can get 1,000 people to come up here,
Mm-hmm.
or even 500,
Yeah.
then it would make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
But you can't get 500 to 1,000 people up here, and I don't want to do it yet.
Yeah. It's a tough draw.
I definitely want to do something towards the end of the year, though, where it's just like bringing back ASB
You
stuff.
got to loop all the way around to do it, or you could pull into the parking lot. Actually,
They never had this little chicken thing before.
you could pull right in and just put it right there. I think you're okay. Yeah, you're good.
Is that a drive-through?
Yeah, you can loop. We can drive through if you want. I've driven through with the trailer before.
Yeah?
It's doable. Yeah.
I think we'll park right here. All right, I guess we'll come back to this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, you can totally drive through. That's good. We're back.
Yeah.
I'm eating.
Jeff still isn't done with his
I'm
burger.
still eating. I'm a slow
But
eater.
it is story time.
Story time.
Somehow I got on the discussion of warehouses and shop size and stuff like that. So I was talking about when I got my lift for the shop when I first moved into the shop in Chatsworth. Found one on Craigslist. Emailed a random Craigslist number, email or whatever, and it's sales at whatever 5432FJY. And I get an email back, and it's like, "Yo, is this Andy?" And I was like, "The fuck is this?" Because my email was like, I think I sent it from Haley Motorsports or maybe even the Haley Furniture one. I'm not sure. And I was like, "Who is this?" And it was Nick Hogan.
Oh.
And he's like, "Yeah, bro, it's the lift. It's up in Oxnard. Da 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 da." It was in his mom rented a warehouse after they got a divorce or whatever. The mom and dad got a divorce, and all the furniture was in there from the house or whatever that she got. I don't know. So it was just a random 30,000 foot warehouse full of furniture. And in the corner was the lift and like the 2 Z's that he had, and a couple of toolboxes and stuff like that. And we just backed this hydraulics truck up in there, and they took down the lift and put it on their truck and drove it out, and yeah, that was that. He took off on a R35 GTR that day. But yeah, speaking of the warehouse space though, that was 30,000 square feet, and they were only paying like, I want to say like three or $5 grand or something.
Wow. For
like the size of like a Ralph's supermarket. I mean, just huge. Yeah. It was wild. Wild. That's where I was like, dude, Oxnard's where it's at.
Well, now everything is like $2 a square foot.
Yeah, everywhere. I'm wondering if it went up there or not.
Oh, I had.
Mm-hmm. I mean, back in the day, it was cheap. Cheap.
Was it cheap, or were people making less money? And
maybe there was just too much space going around, too much office space for rent, so they just started dropping prices. Full supply demand.
So Andy, where did you take us?
Huh? Foster's Freeze. It's the best. We got big bosses. You liked it, right?
Hmm?
Yeah. That's one of the best milkshakes you ever had in your life, right?
I mean, we're like $35 deep in a meal, but
You do. Worth it.
we upgraded everything.
Worth it.
We got the strawberry banana split
We got the
shake.
gold package.
We got the gold package.
Yes.
We started off with the cheeseburger and gold packaged it all the way up.
Yeah. The big boss. Just bacon, an onion ring, sweet, not sweet and sour sauce, but the special sauce, all the good stuff. 2 patties, 2 types of cheese, and then cheesy bacon ranch fries, strawberry banana milkshakes. Highly recommend that combination. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Parking zone off. An impact was detected during parking.
Oh God, that's bright.
Very blinding.
Oh yeah.
Why is the sun all in our face on the way here,
Mm-hmm.
and then all in our face on the way back?
Yeah, it's rather.
That's not supposed to be like
rather
that.
annoying. Shouldn't you be in the right?
Do I?
Yeah.
Fuck. Cutting you off, broski.
Sorry.
Look at me slowly cutting you off. Bigger than you.
You use that a lot on me, man. It's not fair.
Hey. This is why you can do so much in the set.
Dude, I feel so much better after food.
I feel like a fat pig.
Yeah, that's good though. Yeah, it was good. Foster's Freeze is the jam after Willow
See,
Springs.
if you had a Foster Freeze by your house, you wouldn't actually be able to gain some weight. You'd be as fat as me.
No.
No?
I still don't think so.
Yeah, if you don't ever eat nothing.
I mean, I eat a lot when it's like really good.
Yeah.
That food, I do hit like a limit of grease though, where I'm like, holy shit. That burger's pretty greasy.
I feel like Pizza Hut's greasy pizza.
I haven't had pizza in a long time actually. But pizza grease can be pretty intense. Why does this thing not have? I'm about to make some shit right now. This is the one car I've ever seen where these things don't freaking extend.
I've always had to make some shit.
I'm about to lay this
Oh, you know what you
over
do? Check it out. Grab a hat.
there. Yeah.
You jam it right up in there. That's usually what I do.
A hat?
Yeah.
Where's the hat?
Right there hanging from the seat.
Oh, there's one right here.
And it'll jam right up in there. No, use the duck. Use the bill.
Bill, where?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
here?
yep,
Oh,
jam right there.
snap. That's tight.
Yep.
Oh,
Done that one
yeah.
before several times.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. We're shelling now. Thank you, sir. I was in a full panic for a minute there, you know.
I got a strawberry that's bigger than my freaking straw, man. It's not coming up.
Blasted by the sun. Oh, man. Good day. Good test.
Yeah.
The mini Long Beach course sucked. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was just too cute.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it would
Yeah.
be pretty fun for like,
In a go-kart.
no, like a S13 with like a K.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah. Yep.
Some beginners could have messed around with that.
Yeah.
This is probably super annoying.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of rattles.
Rattle, 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 rattle.
This thing.
This is my radio. This is the whole truck.
It's the whole truck.
The whole
You
truck's
just gotta
rattling.
deal with it. Sorry, boys and girls. That good noise. Does that sound good? Audio's good.
Alright, so what do people want to hear while we're cruising?
They want to listen to us sing karaoke.
I mean, they got to hear this whole goddamn truck rattle, so that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So let's get into some questions. Let's do a Q&A.
Q&A with who? Oh, okay.
There.
I mean, we're the only ones here, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna call somebody.
All right. Let's see here. Q&A. When I met you, what car were you driving back then? That was SC days, or that was?
Yeah. So
'Cause that's back when you used to run the canyons a lot.
yeah. I don't remember when the fuck I met you.
Yeah.
So you were working at Bad Company with
Yeah.
Cinch.
Yep. Yeah. That was before my Z was painted or turbo or anything. So that had to be before 2006.
Probably had an RX-7. It was my ST. It was still rotary.
2005, yeah.
Still blowing shit up.
Yeah. That's crazy. I've been coming to your stupid shop that long.
Yep.
Wow. What is?
So what was that job that you worked at?
Oh, Bad Company.
Yeah.
It was detailing and painting car. It was basically like a body shop for car commercials, essentially.
What'd you do there?
Fucking all the bullshit jobs. You know, pretty much. They said they were going to teach me welding and fabrication and stuff like that, and then it kind of never came around. So I worked there for about a year and then left. But was a cool job. You learned a lot of interesting things about like the production with industry with cars and stuff. So all the cars that they use for the commercials, all the cars that you see in the commercials, have all been destroyed. None of them exist. They don't have real VIN numbers. As soon as they're done shooting them, they send them off to the shredder.
I remember it being kind of cool because Seth would tell me how they had a pill coat paint.
Yeah, the peel coat paint was pretty cool. So it was a layer of latex. So you'd have perfectly good painted car. Let's say you wanted to shoot 2 different colors of the same car in one day. So they came up with this thing called peel coat paint, which was a thin layer of latex that you'd spray over the existing paint, and then you do a wet sand on that, like very lightly, so that you don't tear that latex, and then you could primer that and paint that, and then buff it, and it would look just like a regular paint job. And it would be, it wouldn't be super perfect, especially like around like it coming wrapping around the hood and stuff like that. It was pretty much like it was like doing like a Mako style paint job, just to get the shot essentially.
I feel like this started to kind of come to exist. It's like they had these spray cans at Home Depot for a little bit. I don't think it ever really took off.
Like a peel
Peel coat, yeah.
Okay.
I remember we tried spray painting some rims one time.
Yeah.
And it was like you could change the color of your rims.
Yeah.
It's kind of like vinyl, right?
Yeah.
Like you think about like your vinyl represents your
I know what you're talking about too. It was like a liquid vinyl spray.
Yeah, it was a liquid. Yeah.
But it would come out.
I remember we sprayed something one time and it came out terrible.
Yeah.
Because you had to spray it enough to be able to peel it off later. Because in my case, in some areas we didn't spray it enough.
Yeah.
And so it didn't build up enough thickness. So it was actually too thin to be able to peel off. So you kind of had to like Scotch Brite it off or something. It just didn't come off in a nice big peel like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Yes, I know Sid said that you guys did that a lot at that job.
Yeah, that stuff was cool, man. And like you just
taking off doors and seats so you get that shot.
Yeah, you'd find a little like edge of that peel coat paint where it come off, and you take a blowgun to it, and it would just blow it up, and you just peel off all these giant sheets. The cool part about peel coat paint, it would be the best thing ever if you wanted to like rob a bank or something. It's like literally you could pull into a parking garage somewhere, change a car from black to white in literally 2 to 5 minutes, something like that. If you were doing it really quickly and you had it like say pre-prepped for it to peel off, left some tabs on there for it to rip off real quick. It's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, the interior shot stuff. So they would cut the A-pillar right up here by the window. They would cut like on a truck like this, you would probably cut the B-pillar right here, and then the B-pillar. Actually, you cut the B-pillar down below, down there, and then cut the back pillar there, so that you could basically like remove the whole side of the truck. So do like a big wide interior panning shot of the inside of the car. And then they just weld little tabs with like a single bolt to hold that all together, so you could transport it to the stage or whatever. So the truck, you wouldn't want to drive it on the street because it's gonna really like fall apart. But it's just tabs to kind of hold it together so you can get it to the chute. And they would have ones with like roof or whatever. You'd just be able to take the whole thing.
I was wondering how they got those shots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, what kind of crazy lens do they have?
You basically just build a Lego car like that. And you can just shoot it nice and wide. Yeah.
There are so many cars broken down the side of the road right now.
Yeah, right.
Or just random people and things.
Yeah. Not even that hot. Yeah, it was cool. And like apparently like to get your tires to look right, like all the cars like they're pretty much pumped up to 60 psi or so. Tires, or your tires kind of just look a little flat on camera.
Okay.
And then we one of my jobs that I did have there was stacking lead bars in the cars, which was really fun.
Stacking what?
Lead bars.
Which will lower it?
Yep. So we pump the tires up to 60 psi and then stack some lead bars in there to lower the car a little bit. So also all the cars that you see in the commercials are also slightly lower than factory ride height because we stack 500 pounds of lead bars in there or whatever. Yeah.
So that sounds like a shitty job.
That was not fun. No.
Yeah.
They made us use gloves, so OSHA proof. But yeah. Yep. And then just cleaning a lot of shit there. Like we clean the tops of the paint booths. We do all sorts of shit. But for the most part, the most exciting it got was like pulling wheels off a car.
And that's probably where you met Reese,
or
right?
moving cars around. I actually never met Reese personally, no. But they knew Reese. Like the family was really good.
Seth would freaking talk about him all the time.
He was in and out of the shop here and there, but I never met him. I never was there when he was there. But Cinch also worked jobs with him and stuff like that. I wasn't going out on jobs with him yet.
Yeah, he had the cell phone number.
Yeah.
We called up Reese Millen and we'd go get like, he bought his motor from there. Is this trash or you got your old food in there? I'm just like smashing your old burgers.
Oh, they took away the freaking dirt bike track that used to be over here.
Yeah. What is this?
Fairgrounds.
Antelope Valley Fairgrounds?
Yeah. They still do monster trucks.
Antelope? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Antelope Valley Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
I came here for Rim of the World one time.
Oh yeah, it was like a demo or something. Or, oh yeah, no, I did do that too. I remember that.
Yeah, the demo with Charlie, right?
Yeah, where they did the jumps. And stuff.
Oh, I didn't do it. I missed out on that one.
I remember seeing the like RDA and those guys, and everybody was jumping their stuff. Oh, the BMX track's still there. Let's go. Oh man, I'm fucking tired. Why'd you make me do this?
All right,
You didn't mention anything about doing work.
A lot of work.
You just said, come testing and we'll do
When you hang out with me, buddy, there's a lot of work.
It's not fair.
I like to save up the work for these days.
It's not fair. I was bamboozled.
All right, what is your favorite drift car? Look how big that freaking dump truck is. Dang, you see that thing? It was like bigger than a car. Like it would not even fit on this freeway.
Favorite drift car? I mean, obviously it's the E46.
What?
Because it drives so good. I mean, actually, well,
explain the difference.
I take that back because like, there's the part of me that like, well, I don't know. I want to say the Corvette, but I haven't drifted one. I just really like how the Corvettes are built, how modular it is. When you tear it down, it's just basically like it looks like a freaking NASCAR. Essentially, it's close to a two-frame chassis car as you can get.
But you haven't driven one.
Same thing with the Viper. Yeah, no, I haven't driven one.
Okay, so that's hard to say.
Exactly.
And
but
then
that's what I'm saying. Like from an engineering standpoint, Corvette, 100%.
What is the funnest car you've ever drifted? Easiest, funnest.
The E46.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your personal E46.
Yeah, that's the only E46 I've ever driven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a lot of variables.
No. But it is an E46.
So, for example, one that I drove, not my pro car. My pro car, pretty easy to drive, but it's a handful to drive it appropriately with the amount of grip that it makes. Now, a car that anyone can get into and have some fun. Do you remember Joe Dykes?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Joe Dykes sold his 350Z to Mayoki, and we used that 350Z.
Supercharged one?
Exactly. We used that 350Z for school as the advanced car for a long time. I don't know if he still has it as the advanced car, if he sold it to someone to compete in, but I would drive that car every now and then. And the, it's V6, stock V6, but it had the little Vortec or Stillen supercharger on it. The power band on that thing was great. Like immediate power, and had a little bit of a whine to it. You really didn't hear it too much. But man, that thing just felt like great power. The 350Z, it's already got good angle. It had an angle kit on it. They're pretty easy to drift already. So that was just like a pretty good, well packaged. Now, sure, if a VQ engine sucks, all that, but package-wise, a car to hop into that was really easy and fun to drive.
Yeah.
I think it probably put down somewhere in the neighborhood of 350 to 400 horsepower.
Yeah, and that's simple to put
And that's
together,
like
too.
a nice, simple. I think we mostly ran like 15s to 17s on it, depending on what rims you had.
Easy.
We had so many rims, so sometimes you would put 15s on there. Maybe they were 16s. I don't know if 15s fit the brakes. But so to me, that was a car that was like freaking hop in it. You could just place it very easy. Look at your marks. Didn't have a hydraulic handbrake. It just had like an extension because the handbrakes in the 350Z really suck, right? You have one,
Yep.
With the extension. Oh, did you ever break the handbrake in your 350Z? Because they're aluminum.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So we've broken it a few times.
I welded a little reinforcement plate too.
Yeah, that part. So that's definitely the bad part about 350Z. But you put a little extension on there, assuming it doesn't break on you. And I think it broke because we had students pull it too hard at the wrong time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they didn't know their timing, so they just thought if I pull it really hard,
It'll lock up.
it'll do the thing.
Yeah.
That's more about timing than it is
Yeah,
how
you're
hard
putting
you
it
pull
under a lot of load if you're doing it at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that being said, is there a car that you feel like it was easier to drive? I guess it's not your favorite, but easy, fun car to drive?
I mean, the 350 was easy and fun to drive, but I mean,
Because it's a single turbo, right?
dude, that S12, honestly, that I drove that Julian had was so much fun. And it's really easy, to be honest.
And what was that, stock LS?
No, it was S12. That was the BMW. It was an M50.
Oh, M50.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was a turbo, yeah.
Why did you decide to go to that motor?
Because I think he's good friends with Donovan, and that's kind of the motors that all those guys mess with up there. They're all BMW dudes, so yeah. I don't know if he works at a BMW shop or not, but I don't think so.
Because they figured that's cheaper than an SR or a C18.
Yeah, and they're just you're gonna make good power out of it, and they take good power. They take a decent amount of abuse. And, yeah, I think that was just the choice. And dude, that thing was so much freaking fun on the Summer Jam course. Like I had to take a minute to get used to it because it actually made like a lot more grip than I was expecting, and then it just felt just kind of like an E30, kind of pretty similar.
All right, I got another random question for you.
Yeah.
All right, are you like kind of up to date with local drivers in SoCal?
Depends on
Well, have you been going to like the Pro-Ams and stuff and checking things out?
who. No.
No?
I mean, is there pro-ams other than Hotbed?
Not really.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you've been to Hotbed, right?
Yeah.
So, well, Scotty D the other day, last night actually, was saying he feels like there's not any talent in SoCal anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? That's like bullshit. He's like, nah, man, there hasn't been any talent since like when I used to drive there.
Mm-hmm.
And so Scotty probably drove here like 4 years ago now,
Yeah.
if that's even the time frame. And to his statement, I feel like is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when you really think about that stuff, I feel like everyone probably thinks that. Everyone probably thinks, oh yeah, everyone was badass when I was driving,
Yeah.
right? Like, you probably always think, the years later they weren't that great. And maybe that's just because you're looking at it from a perspective of like, they're just not as good as you guys were at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think of like high school football. Did you play high school football?
Yeah, that's a very good comparison actually now, but that's a good comparison as far as back in my day type.
Yeah, well, I can actually say this. I don't think that my high school team was anywhere near as good as 2 years before me.
Yeah.
But that's still guys I went to high school with and watched.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm still saying those guys are good, but it's still within the realm. And my brother played high school football, and those guys like went to championship state and all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
My year,
Not very good.
we lost like almost every single game. I sat on the bench like all the time because my grades weren't good enough.
What position
I was like
did you play?
working on my car. I was tight end and defensive end.
Okay.
Wasn't fast enough to be.
I was a linebacker in flag football.
You were a linebacker.
Yeah, flag.
Oh, flag. I don't know, bro. They even have
You
that.
got tackled nobody.
Oh boy.
Caught an interception once.
All right.
Yeah. Ball came to me. I was like, I guess this is mine now.
I gotta do something.
Why'd that dummy throw it to me? I don't know what to do with this.
Man.
I just started running, and luckily it was the right direction, and then everybody was really happy, and I was like, okay, I did something right.
Okay, so you went through Pro-Am.
Yeah.
Over the years of Pro-Am drifting in SoCal, how would you
Well, there was
compare?
Sort of different eras.
Was there an era or a wave of like, this wave was like the badass dudes?
I think there was a big wave of badass dudes. I'd say 6, 7, 8, and 9, right around there. That's when like Pollock came up through, Odie came up through.
No,
He's-
Odie was later.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because me and Justin are on the same year.
Mm-hmm.
So like year-wise, it was myself, Forrest Wang, JTP, Pat Mordaunt,
Mm-hmm.
Matt Powers,
Mm-hmm. Yep. dudes that were
Definitely
all
forgetting a
all
few.
in Pro-Am. It's all dudes that moved up and became pro, essentially. You know?
Then Essa came like a year after,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think Odie came a couple years after that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was there was some heavy hitters coming up through those beginning years that came up pretty much majority through Just Drift, I want to say too.
So what was your year? Because you had 2 years.
Well, I got the license originally in 2006. That was for the Nick Hogan reality show, actually.
A lot of Nick Hogan going on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, some Hogan stories tonight. Yeah, VH1 did the reality show. They wanted to shoot a licensing episode. They wanted Nick to get his license to do Formula Drift and have him be on the show. And then people didn't like Nick very much at the time because he brought in Mopar as a sponsor and was driving a Viper, never really drifted before. He didn't end up getting the license that night. I did. That was like halfway through the season 2006. Or no, it was like first 2 events or so. So I was basically just needing to get the car ready to show up to the next round, which was up in Seattle, and needed to do different door bars, needed a seat, needed different things. Got all that done like barely in time because the round was like 2 weeks away or something like that. Towed the car up there. Justin actually came up with me, and we were trading off, towing the car up. And there was actually more work that needed to get done on the car. We were on the way up. Yeah, JTB, yeah. And we go to, I forget what shop he was working at the time, but he got a job up there in the shop. So we go to that shop, we do some of the work on the car. I had to go back up to Seattle. The shop was in Portland, by the way. So leave Portland, head back up to Seattle for a driver's meeting and do halfway tech with Randy at the time. Randy, SECA Randy. And did that, drove back down to Portland that night. We finished up the car. I drove back up to Seattle the next morning and pretty much just went straight into practice and qualifying with like 0 sleep for like the past like 4 days. And didn't do very well. Ran into a bunch of water barriers. And yeah, that's what I did all that work for. Like 4 days of just struggling to stay alive and work and driving. I drove back and forth between Portland and Seattle 4 times.
Oh boy.
And I get out there and I'm like, yay, push into these water barriers.
This was Evergreen?
Yeah, Evergreen, yeah. Back when they used to run the water barrier up on the outer edge of the coming off the bank.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever driven anywhere and had water barriers.
That was a long time ago. That was 06. And I guess what I did the next year when I came back.
Same thing?
Hit them water barriers again.
Nice.
But the funny part is the first year I hit them, right? They weren't full of water. So it wasn't that bad. The second year I hit them, them motherfuckers were full of water. And it was it was rough. Like I felt it. I was like, oh dude, like it was hitting. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Is there video footage of this stuff?
I doubt it. I mean, there was digital footage wasn't that great back then.
That would have been on the G4 TV show, right?
Yeah, it would have been on G4. I was actually on the intro for the FD when it was on G4 when my car caught on fire at Summit Point in 07.
Alright.
So every time that come on like in TV or whatever, my parents would call me and they'd be like, hey, I just saw you on fire again. I was like, oh, cool. Great.
Sweet.
It's
Thanks.
the only time I've ever been on the show. Thanks. Yeah. So early years for that, and then the Z kind of wasn't up to par, and it had some issues going on. It was running like a piggyback computer at the time, and just wasn't running right. And I kind of left it for a few years. That was when I was also in a terrible relationship at the time.
Yeah.
And then got out of that and started building the E30. I wanted to build myself a.
That is what
pro-level
relationships
car.
can do to you, man.
Oh yeah.
You took a hiatus.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, I remember we met, we were hanging out,
Mm-hmm.
you were like doing badass shit,
Mm-hmm.
because you were well ahead of me,
Mm-hmm.
and then you took a hiatus.
Yep. Don't date Latino women. That's all I can say.
Where'd you go?
Emmett.
Pivot?
It was a terrible place. Yeah, and that lasted way longer than it should have. And yeah, started building the E30 while I was in the early shit. Finished it after I got out of it. I actually started. I did a lot of that build in her garage actually. And then yeah, finished up the E30 like years later. It took me a while to finish that car up because I started it at the fabrication shop that sold me the car, worked there for a few months, then I took it to her place, worked on it there, and then took it to, once I left her basically, I got an airplane hangar in Van Nuys near my place, and that's when I took the car there and started finishing shit up. Actually, that was right around when I was getting back into Pro-Ams too, so that was probably like 2012-ish, 2011, 2012. Yeah, I did Pro-Ams 2011, 2012, and 2013, I want to say.
We've been drifting too long, we can't even know our freaking history of ourselves.
Did I do it in 13? I think 13 was just waiting for the E30 to be done, actually. So yeah, I got the license through Just Drift and Top Drift.
Okay, hold on.
Top Drift and
Why
Vegas.
the hell did you pick an E30? What? I feel like there was this path ahead of you with the 350Z.
Put it this way. When I started
uphill path.
When I started building that car, had it been finished that same year, it would have been a pretty competitive car.
Probably.
That's why.
Probably.
Yeah.
But 5 years later.
7 years.
7 years later?
Yeah.
Was it originally going to be LS?
Yeah. Actually, no. Original plan was S54, actually. And then had a chassis that I tore down. I had the S54, and I hit up this fabrication shop, actually, because they did like this 90-degree brake booster setup under the dash. This was before I knew about fluid drop downs and stuff like that. And I was asking about it. We got talking, and then they offered to sell me their car that already had an M60 swap, which is the BMW V8, and it was supercharged and was pretty much ready to go. Other than like I needed to.
Did you like BMWs before that?
Got it turned into a race car. Yeah, my buddy Chris used to race an E30 in the canyons with me, and the thing just looked awesome, and I loved how it drove and watching him fucking haul ass with the thing, and it was just crazy fast for what it was. Like it was me and my 03 350Z that was basically stock, and then him in his E30 and my other buddy Jason in his first generation, but the first generation that came to America. I forget which generation Evo that is, but in his Mitsubishi Evo, and we would all just dog each other up in the canyons, like hauling ass, like 10/10ths, just going crazy, and Chris in his E30 would just keep up with us. It was like, this car is keeping up with these, machines that we idolize from watching like best, motoring videos, and all of a sudden there's this dude in his little freaking E30 with no power steering, that's full headed, and has a giant freaking skull on the hood, and it's, maybe, I think the car weighs out to like 2,300 pounds, and it's an ETA at that, so it's not even like the fast motor, it's not an I, so the thing only revs to 5,000 RPM and makes literally like 90 horsepower to the ground.
So he just knew what he was doing.
Somehow, he's right. We know what we're doing too. Jason's a driving instructor at Spring Mountain. I'm a professional drifter. We both know what we're doing, and he's still able to, and that's just, the E30s are fast. Chris is also a crazy good driver too. Don't discount that, and he was nuts. He was not going to let us get away, but and yeah, man, he would be just right there with us. He'd be pulling us, we'd be pulling him. All three of us would go, back and forth with pulling on each other, that kind of shit. And we would push, and like full plowing understeer to full oversteer to just getting wild with it. And yeah, he would be right there with us every time. And after that, I was like, I gotta have one of those cars. And they were cheap. I was like, the first one I bought was $1,500, $1,500 car. Took it out of the canyon. I put
First one you bought?
I hit my buddies.
How many have you had?
A few. We'll get there.
Oh man.
I've had 3 or 4. Yeah. So this is the first one. This one was hilarious. It was the biggest piece of shit ever. It was like, the guy like two-tone painted it. So like right below that body line of the car, it was black and the top was white. It looked fucking terrible. And my buddy Chris I was talking about that was doing all the canyon racing with us at his E30, the shop that he worked at the time, he was good friends with the guy that built all the cars for Fast and Furious. So he had all these old Evo wings lying around because he bought Evos off of this guy or whatever.
All right.
Turns out the fucking Mitsubishi Evo wing fits on the back of an E30 like absolutely perfectly.
Oh, nice.
So he bolted an Evo wing to the trunk that was also black and white, and it was just this hop job piece of shit car. It was amazing. And took that to the canyons a few times. We put like, it had some weird hop job suspension on it. We had like H&R coilovers in the front, or H&R springs in the front, and some random coilover in the back, but it still did all right, you know. And we just hauled balls through the canyon, and you know, in that thing, and with his car, and I think it blew up like, or no, it didn't blow up, but I going up the stunt road, caught a rock to the oil pan, and I'm not sure when it happened, but at the top, fucking, there was oil everywhere, and started it up. We, you know, put a new pan on it, started it up, and it was fucking knocking really bad.
Yeah.
So that was the end of that car. That one got, I think, I forget what happened to that car. I don't know if I sold it or what. And then that was before I even owned the 4-door, the one that, you know, I was going to tear down and do the S54 swap in and stuff like that. I still have that 4-door. Yeah, that's kind of what got me into the cars. That's why E30s. It's a long story.
E30s.
But yeah, they're great cars, dude. They're fucking amazing little cars. There's something about them.
Is it $1,500?
The first one, yeah.
Sweet. That's about how much I spent on my RX-7, if not less.
Cars were cheap back then. It was good times.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta think about, like, it was probably, what, 2002, 2005?
Mm-hmm.
And we're buying cars from the 90s, maybe late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
So this is a car that's only 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
When you're buying it for like $1,000 or $500. Does that still add up now?
Kind of, yeah, because shit has to. It's you got to cross the border for being old to vintage.
Okay, so right now,
Once you cross that border, it becomes more expensive.
sure, a 350Z runs from like 5 to 10 grand right now, though, right?
Yeah.
So that would be a 15-year-old car at this point.
The 350Z is that much? Weren't they down to like 5? Hey, 5 to 10 grand.
Yeah, 5 to 10, yeah, base.
Yeah.
So
For some reason, I thought 10 to 15 in my head.
that's almost a 15-year-old car,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
approaching 15 years old.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just inflation.
That and used car values are way up right now just because the market is like that. It's kind of the way it is at the moment.
But buying an old 240 right now, forget about it.
Oh yeah, those passed on to now they're this
Vintage.
exactly. The 86 vintage. E30s hit vintage a little early. They hit them, you know, maybe like 5 years ago, between 5 and 10 years ago.
You know what? My car I wanted to own but never did was a Stereo.
Stereo? Yeah, they're dope.
Those things look really rad. They have the cool seat belts, and turbo.
Yeah.
They have the cool seats, the lumbar adjustments, and everything. That's like the best factory seat.
There are some cool 80s, 90s cars, man. They tried some weird shit. And
Yeah.
weird shit is cool.
Pop-up lights.
The dashboards, man. Like, I really like the digital displays that some of them had.
And sharp dashboards. Like just like flat,
I
squared
think my
up,
favorite
sharp,
dashboard,
pointy.
E30 is kind of my favorite from like the vintage style of things because it kind of has the panels facing you. It's all around the driver. And like, I really like the window switches down here and up the doors and stuff, that kind of thing. Once you get used to it. But our FDRX7, I really like too. It feels like you're in your own little like single cabin cockpit.
Well, that's gotta be also like a Supra.
Yeah,
Mark IV
Supra. Yeah, Supra's like
That
that
whole
too. Yeah.
freaking thing right there. Right?
Yep. It's very like fighter pilot feeling in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
In Rad Dan's car, I don't think he still has it because I think it was like more of a digital board. But before he had like an analog switch And you must have had like 20 switches in there. There's mad traffic going up the hill.
Yep.
Glad we're going the other way.
Yep. Suckers.
Suck 'em out of chuggers! That's a dope house up there. That's a freaking huge thing.
It's got a grain silo. What's he a grain silo for? Oh man, I'm tired. Food was good.
Alright, back to that question.
Yeah.
Let me change a little bit.
Yeah.
Who is a badass driver that you know of, maybe people have heard of, but never moved up? Never really went the full Pro 1, Pro Spec, never really traveled. So see, something that comes to mind for me is like Jason Kim, right? He held down top trip champion for a long ass time. I don't know if he just got lucky, maybe there wasn't enough talent, but he was champion, he was kicking ass, he was a good driver.
Yep, no, Jason's always kicked ass, man. I always kind of expected him to, and he never did.
I mean, dude, it's a financial freaking step.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So is there anyone in your mind that sticks out?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Sleepy, huh?
Yeah, I'm freaking
You're like, I don't want to
tired,
answer
man.
any of these questions.
I'm tired. The last one was a good one. This one's not so good.
Well, I think of Henry Shelley.
Yeah, Henry.
Now, Henry Shelley drove an FC, a pink FC, that's why I kind of liked him and remembered him. But then when he went to freaking FD, he hopped in an S13.
Yep.
And it sucked.
Yep.
I'm just going to say, bro, you didn't do a good job.
Yep.
Now, that was before live stream, so I don't know the issues he went through. Maybe the car was, fighting him the whole time. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I really wish he had stayed in the FC because, dude, he would kill it in qualifying. Like, he placed that car everywhere it needed to be.
Yeah, he was like, I want to say, like, probably the best driver at Just Drift when I started going to Just Drift way back in the day, like the first events at the balcony.
Yep.
Me and Charlie and Henry were the first people to drive Horse Thief ever, or Drift Horse Thief ever. And let's go up and test it, yeah. And that's my diff broke actually on like the second lap.
Cool.
Horse Thief stole my diff.
The sun's coming back.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna come back fierce too. But man, Horse Thief was so nice before it had ever been drifted on. Boy, I tell you what. Boy, I tell you what, it was a nice track. And it is ruined now. It's a damn shame.
Are there any tires that you miss?
Not Hooper. No. I mean, like, I miss Achilles, for sure. Did you ever drive on a set of those?
No.
Man.
Only a used set one time.
I still have a couple brand new pairs. 123s, man, that was the tire. Those things were amazing.
Things had no side bite though.
Yeah, they did. I mean, my car had side bite, so I didn't have to rely on that.
Everyone that you follow with those, man, you just watch them float out hard, and you knew that they had no grip until they got on throttle.
Well, it was different in the E30 because the E30 has fucking ass ton of side bite already. So, yeah, but I could see that because
I mean, that's almost any tire that's a 35 series.
once I did the trailing arm adjustment on the car, when I went too far with my trailing arm adjustment, which gave me a ton of forward bite and zero side bite, that thing was floating. But factory E30 trailing arm, or only having it moved 1 inch instead of 2 inches or whatever, it's a pretty good game. And the E46 is pretty decent side bite if I go larger spacers in the back. If I keep the rear end narrow in the back, I lose a lot of side bite, but I gain forward and I can hold big bars with big angle. Woo! Look at them boys!
Hot boys!
Flying. Them boys be flying. You need a dash cam, man.
Oh, I do have a dash cam. It's on.
Oh,
Yeah, black dude.
Oh, look at that.
Stole it from the race car.
Damn. Fancy. It's a fancy dash
You
cam.
didn't hear it say when we got on?
No.
Probably said, Probably said, what does he usually say? It's a funny little voice. It says there was not motion, a collision.
Oh, yeah.
Detected.
Collision detected. That's good. It's because I
Something
farted.
dumb. I think it's just when you slammed the door.
No, I farted.
Yeah. All right. So what's your plan? My car's ready, and I'm going to Long Beach in a couple days.
My car's ready.
You've got a
I'm
month.
going to Long Beach in a couple days.
What's your plan? You're still waiting on a motor.
Yeah, motor should be done in about 2 weeks.
What's your
and,
panic date on the engine? When do you call in the guy and be like, hey, bro?
I would say first week of April. If I don't see it by then.
Okay, you know that's like 2 days from now.
Wait, no, second week of April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say, bro.
I'm thinking a month ahead of time for some reason. I'm thinking a month behind for some reason. Yeah. So yeah, about a week and a half, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing from, but I mean, I'm gonna be calling him here probably the next couple of days to see where it's at.
Yeah. I'll let that dude know the timeline. Like,
Yeah, I mean, transmission's done, rebuilt, all new gears, G-force, diff's done and ready to go. Pedals are in there. What was I doing when I left the shop the other day?
Steering column?
Steering column's in.
So you had to go back to a stock steering column.
Yeah.
Stock pedals.
Terrible. Took a lot of work. It actually cost me quite a bit of money.
Yeah, but it's your own fault. You should have did that at first.
Well, I mean, you know,
That's a never-ending argument.
if it was just one more year, I may have been fine because I might end up doing Pro 1 next year. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be.
Well, so are you saving all your parts so you can go back to them?
Yeah, all I gotta do is put the pedals back in and I'm good to go.
So you get it in a way that you don't have to crazy modify.
But making the stock pedals work, I had to modify the shit out of them. It's complicated. It's like Willwood's letting us, or they're letting us use that Willwood universal balance bar push rod thing.
Okay.
So it's technically the same setup as the other pedals, but now the master cylinders are in the engine bay, and I had to move the pivot point, or not the pivot point, the pickup point for the push rod up, I think like 1.5 or 2 inches to get the same leverage as the Willwood pedals, because that's not the same leverage. I would have had, a different brake feel essentially. So with it where it is right now.
Do your brakes work?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't know you haven't driven the car yet, but they did before.
Oh yeah.
My brakes suck.
Yeah. No, mine are great.
But I mean, that's how brakes are in race cars. They're not like a normal car.
No. You gotta stand on it.
Yeah, you gotta stand on those freaking things.
Yeah.
Which you would think that they would work, race brakes, they just work perfectly, but the temperature kind of thing on them is not the same way. They don't have a brake booster.
Yep.
So they need heat before they really start fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't got a brake booster, so.
And at that point, you're the only thing you have on your side is leverage.
Yep.
So like where your pivot point is to where your fulcrum to where your pickup point is for your push rod, like that being in the wrong spot can make your car essentially, you feel like you can't fucking stop. But theoretically, imagine if your brake pedal was 6 feet longer, you would be able to stop great, because you'd have a ton of leverage on it. Yeah. So it's all about kind of figuring that out and making it work in your favor. Maybe you just need more leverage.
So do you got a test day planned out? Do you got a livery planned out? You talked about your new trailer.
Yeah, trailer's there. I mean, the livery's going to stay the same. Got some new logos made, so I'll probably stick that on the car somewhere. Get some new
rims, new wheels.
Same wheels. Contact stuff. KMPs.
I guess you don't have to switch as much as I do. You do less rounds, so it's less abusive.
Yeah.
My rims are freaking trash from last year.
Yeah, no, it's less abusive, and also I didn't really beat up the car last year. I literally did 2 test days, did my 4 rounds, and that was it.
Yeah, and then broke the engine.
Yeah, and then broke the engine. And I even cut practice early a few times because I knew the engine, I knew that day was coming. So overall, and we just rebuilt the trains, we just rebuilt the diff, we just rebuilt the engine. It's
were there any
fucking great.
Mechanical issues that had to be changed in the trans or diff?
No.
Or was it just like, hey, they looked at it,
Well,
Throw in some new oil.
yeah, I wanted to try a shorter first gear. I wanted to kind of gear it more for starting in second because my setup before was kind of like really long first, really long second, and then kind of short third, and then long, and then average, 1 to 1/4 or whatever. So now it's a little bit more even space. I'm just basically, he's giving me pretty much the your average FD gearing that they put in there.
So what's your third?
The ratio?
Yeah.
No, I have no idea. It's written on the side.
I think mine's
read it.
126.
Yeah. It's probably the same as.
And I really wanted to try out a 1.15 or a 1.11. That way I can have like a drop down to third as a tandem gear.
Yeah.
So it would almost be like fourth, but it would give me probably about 5 to 10 mile an hour wheel speed difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we gear the car to always be in fourth.
Yeah.
So, you just get through the gears, get into fourth, the power will take over, do all the things it needs, check it in, do your qualifying lap. But then you could now gear the car a little bit higher, knowing that you could drop down into third.
Yep.
As for your chase.
Yeah.
Now you could almost do this right now, but the problem is if you geared your car too high to where you can drop down to third for your chase, now you're going to be blowing out your wheel speed too much, and you're going to not save as much tire.
Yeah.
You can blow your tires off running.
That's the whole idea behind sequentials, I think, is just to kind of be able to manage it very closely, manage your wheel speed.
Maybe.
Go up a gear or go down a gear whenever you need it, essentially. You don't have to think about what gear you're in, you just, need more wheel speed, click. Need less wheel speed, click. Yeah. Just think about if you had 6 gears that were all, are the major gears that you're using. Imagine all your gears being 2 miles per hour, 3 miles per hour apart. As far as 3, 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 6 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that makes perfectly good sense. But what about you still want to gear the car to be in your final drive, don't you? So you're not tearing up gears. So that way you're 1 to 1 and you're not putting all of
the same way as far as all that.
Yeah.
Still through the main.
Yeah, as soon as you put it into your final drive, that's
I would
gonna be your
assume
1 to 1.
so, but if you got a budget, like big budget, then I assume they just throw the new box in every
Yeah, I
round,
don't care.
Roll it.
Makes sense.
You just switch between 2 boxes and rebuild and one back and forth. Woo! I just popped the crap out of my ears. That was nice. Whoa! I can hear everything now.
Oh, Sally.
Audio improvement.
Audio improvement.
Yeah. Oh man, these things are still fucking going, huh? Wow. Wow.
Well, now you got 2 hours of us talking on the road about crap that we talk about. I mean, we're kind of forcing the conversation right now. Andy would have probably been asleep had I
I'm
not.
tired. Yeah, you're a dick. I'm fucking tired. I mean, you got about the same amount of sleep, so.
I slept good the day before, though.
Probably pretty good. Yeah, I slept actually pretty good the day before, too.
Dude, you got to bank sleep,
Yeah.
They say you can't bank it, but I think
No,
you can bank it.
yeah, you can, dude. I don't give a fuck what they're talking about, dude. For every FD shit, I fucking bank that shit. Bank it, sleep in, fuck it, as much as I can. Because I know the next night I can be sitting there like, did I tighten this? Did I tighten that? What am I going to do in this course about? Am I going to hit 10 hours on property? Am I going to do this? Is this going to happen? Did I check the oil? Did I check the power steering fluid? Are the tires good? This and that. All that shit's just flowing through my head when I'm like, and then I look at the clock and I'm like, cool, I got to be up in 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever.
And you know what? We both have a good crew.
Yeah.
And we know damn well they're going to do all of those things.
Yep.
They're going to check the oil, the pressure. They got our backs.
Yep.
But we're so used to just having to do everything ourselves from such a long time prior to having a good crew. It's hard to not think of that.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, dude. It's,
Like sometimes I tell myself, don't ask. You know they did it.
Yep.
But then it like almost kills you even more.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I gotta ask. Let's get out of the way.
You gotta do it. Oh shit, we're already here, huh?
We're here.
Wow.
We're back to your truck.
Fucking A. I don't want to drive home.
Yep. Now you got a 30-minute drive on your own.
Damn it. Terrible.
This is where we are. Separate ways.
Right?
I gotta go unload all this crap. Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
You lost it.
Welcome to What the Drift Podcast with your hosts, Formula Drift drivers Andy Hately and Jeff Jones.